We are live. It is Arsenal Fan Circle. It's a Thursday night forum. And Stan is here. And welcome, Stan. Tony will join in about 20 minutes or so. So, will we see the red light district again? I don't know. Will we see what we're going to see from Tony? But that was fun last week. We had a good chat last week. Stan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, mate. It's a nice sort of like spring weather here in Vancouver.
Is it warm?
Yeah, it's nice.
You get okay. So you're getting a little.
It's not quite t-shirt weather yet.
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit warmer.
The rain's not.
A little bit warmer I am. So the notifications will go out. The people will come in, and we'll have a chat about Arsenal. But we can get started here, right? Stan, here we are. We're back. We're back at this spot again. We're back at a semi-final in the Champions League. I guess that's where we should jump off, right? Take the positive first, right? We should go with the positive, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad place to be, is it?
No.
No matter how there. Right now, again, we're one of the four best teams. You know, not a bad place to be. But there's a football team in the competition.
Yes. Yes.
And again, consistent. Here we are again, consistent at a semi final, which is a big improvement because if you remember back in the Wenger, towards the end of the Wenger era, it was basically the first group of 16, right, and then we'd be gone.
Yeah. Or if you look, you get another quarterfinal against Barcelona. And back in those days, Barcelona meant Lionel Messi. And Bayern Munich meant, Thomas Muller and players like that. You know what I mean? And, there is a Bayern Munich in the competition. There is, again, a Paris Saint-Germain in the competition. And lo and behold, there's an Atletico Madrid that we're going to meet as well. So, it's an interesting set of styles of teams that are going to be meeting each other in the semi-final.
I have found the last quarter-final of the Champions quite perplexing because I watched most of the games, even if they were highlights.
Yeah.
And if you look at the over two legs of Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, over the two, there were 10.
Mm-hmm.
It was Bayern. On the night, it was 4-3. So, even right, who got knocked out, they scored 4 goals. And they because they were playing. And then it's similar to the Atletico, aggregate 3-2. It's goal scored.
Yes.
These teams are, they're all in goals, right? Do you know what I mean? They're going out because they're getting up. And then you look at either the two legs with Sporting, the goal, and that's it. And when I first looked at that, I thought to myself, so right now, we're where as good as defending, to go any further, you need to win. You need to score goals because it will go to extra time. And
yeah,
I'm looking at the teams like now, Madrid. I'm looking at Barcelona. I was thinking, how would we fare? And they're the ones that they only went out because the other two scored. And an Arsenal team, right? Thinking, so where were those goals coming from? That's my worry this age.
Right.
Where are they? Because we seem to be scoring goals. We don't seem to be a goal threat.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We take shots, and we've just been unlucky because every keeper's been like having to save them. We've not even been doing really anything attacking. So when I first looked, I was like, so how are we going to? Because even the teams that went out, they scored goals, and then later on when I thought about it again, I was thinking maybe I was thinking maybe over the next two ties, right, in the semi against Atleti, the first is 0-0. Go on social media. There's loads of people talking about this player that is no good. That player was no good yet again. This team, blah blah blah. Everyone, there's a couple of players that didn't look like they were playing to their best. And then you get to the next leg, and then we score, and then we're through the final. Maybe this is the plan. I'm looking at all of these teams are scoring goals, and I'm like, win against them. It's going to look boring, but it might. Do you know what I mean? I think it is, because if it isn't that, if that isn't the plan, then I don't see how we get further than the semi-finals. Because the other teams, I mean, of all of the ones that Athletic you would want, they're probably the team that you, but they're scoring goals. That's me only where they would just like go try and grind out a 1-0.
Yeah.
Goal threat. Their style of play now is more attacking. So
yeah.
So something's got to either something's got to change so that we can get goals, or maybe this is how we'll win. Maybe we'll win 1-0 over 2 legs, something like that, and it won't be pretty, and it'll be an outrage. But then before you know, we're like, actually, we're in the final. How did that happen? And everyone else is going like, yeah, how did that happen? Maybe this is the way, right?
When you started,
what do you think?
Yeah, totally. When you started with this summation, I thought you were going to talk about all of the goals scored between Real Madrid and, let's say, for instance, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, right?
Yeah.
What to say? 10 goals. 10 goals have been scored.
Yeah.
Between them and the two ties.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about. Hi, Gary.
Hello.
I thought you were talking about. Good evening, Gary.
Hello, Ray. Hello, Stan. Hello, everybody else in the chat.
Hey, we have to have a smile on our face because here we are in the semi-final of the Champions League, and we're trying to make sense of how we're playing right now. And Stan has posed.
Before you could hear what
I missed it.
Just to summarize, I'm really quick. Looking at the teams, looking at all of the games in the quarter-final, and I watched highlights of nearly all of them. Right, if you look at the tie between Real Madrid, over 2 legs, 10 goals were scored, aggregate 6-4, and even in the team that went out, right, Real Madrid scored 3. So it wasn't like no one was going out because they got a hiding or it was a ski 1-0. Teams were scoring goals, and you could say the same, right, for the Atletico Barcelona game. I think that's 5 goals over. And I'm looking at us, the way that we sneaked out over 2 legs, we 1-0. In the dive, even at home, it wasn't, it was stylistic, but in the semi-finals, so I'm thinking, which is it? Go any further? We ain't. Not enough of them compared to these other teams. Or is this the way that we're going to be 2 legs? Madrid, first fight will be 0-0. It'll be 0-0. You'll go, that play was crap. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. Outrage, leg. In the 90th, we'll score by a header. And then before you know where you're in the final. Maybe, which is it? Is it going to be do you think that's the plan? Because we ain't scoring loads of goals.
Arteta doesn't want to take any risks, so he's just. I always said it's going to be an ugly way for us to win anything we're going to win this season. If we're going to win anything this season,
it won't be a beautiful game.
And then you
for
explain
sure.
how it's going to be ugly, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody else is scoring can score anywhere from 2 to 5 goals in a game, and we're like, oh, if we just get 1 goal, we'll probably be able to win this thing.
Make 2 to 5 chances. Yeah.
So yeah. So I think it's going to be ugly. I think the only way we can play now, anyways, is ugly because he doesn't trust enough of the squad to actually allow other people to do stuff, or even to allow the players that play on the pitch to actually do things that might, tire them out, like going for goals, run, move,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it like the one thing that at least no matter what, he's killing his players. So obviously that's a resource the team can't have. You can't have your most important resources dying on the pitch because your manager won't trust anybody you give him, right? And any coach would take any of the players that we have and be able to use them. So Arteta's doing this to himself. I mean, he could win it. He could win both trophies and still could be like, you know what? It doesn't matter. You just, you're killing people's careers, and we're spending money on these players, and we're killing them with the way that you're managing them. So I just,
but trophies, it's like the company, like, okay, we've got 2 trophies.
Yeah.
Are we going?
If we win those 2 trophies, how many of those players do you think will, 1, play in the World Cup, 2, come back without having to sit out for the first 2 or 3 months of the season?
But playing devil's advocate, right? We have got a few times in the past we played much pretty realistic football, and I'm just playing devil's advocate. But we went to win to get over the line doing that. Maybe this is it, and it's like grin and bear it, or be like, well, do you know what I mean? Because it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But if
I think
it's going to be, I mean, does it say in the books and it looks back, Arsenal won the Champions League and it says in brackets, but they're really ugly to watch. It doesn't say, it's not going to say that. My grandchildren won't see it. Won't see that. But
listen, it's very strange. Like the final is going to be May 30th, and we could be looking back on the 31st of May, thinking, well, maybe the best team in the competition, if they were Bayern Munich, didn't win the competition because they were too open at the back and they gave up too many chances, whilst everyone was lauding them for that quarterfinal win over Real Madrid. Similar to what we did. We beat Real Madrid 5-1 over 2 legs last season, and then we go out with a whimper against PSG. As Stan said, and as Gary was talking about as well, are those teams too open? And is Arsenal and Atletico Madrid too pragmatic, and too low scoring? Maybe the truth is somewhere in between there, As they said in the Champions League coverage, Bayern Munich will always give you chances. And Real Madrid got their chances and should have taken them. I think there was some interaction between Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. And people saying, well, that's the reason why Mbappe doesn't pass to Vinny,
But if you look at some of these teams that you look at, so Jesus, Havertz, Gyökeres, Madueke, of those just walk team placements, not just one of them, in any of them, compared to what they've got.
You wouldn't say many of them.
Munich front 4 is frightening.
Yeah,
and that's with Musiala in the team.
You're talking about Champions League. They won't even make the Premier League attacking or first team in the attack.
Premier League 11. Gary's saying they would not make a Premier League 11. You know, you pick the best teams.
Arsenal could have could have four out of the
Oh,
four out of the five
With,
back four basically. But then
and the keeper.
and no, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
yeah,
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 three on the back line and the goalkeeper, and and nobody even close. Like they don't even get to go on the bench. You know how you have like like the honorable mentions. They don't
yeah,
even get that.
yeah.
No honorable mentions on our squad.
No,
Maybe
I mean,
gets in there.
no nominations. No nominations for the Oscar back four or the Oscar goalkeeper. They
Yeah.
just win. They just win outright. They win Oscars. They get the, you know. But outside of that, if you go into midfield or attack, Arsenal are not getting any Oscar.
I think Declan could get in there, but I mean it's a definitely get in there. But yeah, no, we got like Arteta's figured out how it just he wants to make it ugly. Like he hates attack. He must hate attack. Like he doesn't want to score goals. And guess what, Arteta? You don't win games without a goal. At least one.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Definitely. Let's do a bit of a roll call here. Stephen,
Are you
thanks for
there?
joining us. Hi, guys. Hope you're all good. I'm working right now, but I have been listening in since the start. Come on, you Gooners. Sakalaka Boom Boom. We still have the most goals scored, so I'm not sure what's waffle about just based off of last few games. Yeah, I mean, these are things that we're going to cling to. And as Gary would say, we're scoring goals by committee.
Yeah.
We don't have a premium goal scorer out there, but we have players who can pop up and score goals. And if we're going to win the Champions League, we're going to have to become a team of moments, right?
Yeah.
There's going to have to be some moments where Kai Havertz does what he did in the first leg, or Jokeres hits something from outside of the area.
Most scored, and if we don't score for the rest of the season, what? That's what the problem. We haven't really scored in the last four or five games. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's the problem, and that's matters. It actually matters. Just because we did it, just because we did it in the other 50 games, doesn't matter now because we still haven't secured anything. We haven't got a trophy, and we haven't secured the league. So the only way we're gonna get by is if we score. And do we look like we're gonna score? You know, like
It's not really.
we can't even we don't even look promising on corners anymore. All right.
Yeah, indeed.
Scoring, we just
Um,
literally recently we don't look like a goal threat in that part of the game. In that attacking part, we don't really look like a threat at the moment.
And we can't defend. We can't defend.
And I know that
for
we're stuck for
90
choice in a
minutes.
way, but
Our style of play doesn't allow us to defend for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
You know.
Look, I think given the choice, all three of us would love to be talking about an Arsenal who are scoring goals like Bayern Munich right now. Given the choice, we'd like to be talking about 5 goals or 6 goals that we scored over the 2 legs. Have a player like Michael Olise who can bend one in with his left foot. Have a striker
oh,
like Kane who did what he did. And just and have a situation where we give up a goal in the first minute, but then have the mental fortitude to come back and understand and trust what we're doing. I think the team understands and trusts what they're doing, and I think Stan just said as well, we are who we are right now. I think we all have to accept the team that Mikel has fashioned us
can I just say as well about
into. There's nothing we can do.
that Elise goal, right? The finish was it's of where he just popped up and had a moment of magic. He'd had a in the game.
Yeah.
So you guys that are getting into these dangerous things are cracking off shots like that, and I think that might have been his third, maybe fourth, and it went in. Do you know what I mean? We've got to try and weather that kind of stuff.
Not that it was explaining.
We're not doing that, are we? Anyone doing that?
Yeah. Not that the quarterfinal against Real Madrid is a training ground exercise, but
Also having bits, doing bits as well. He's just one of. We don't see that at the minute.
Yeah, and yet the pundits is saying you could potentially have 3 games left in the Champions League, and you have 6 games left in the Premier League. And Gary, if you or I were professional footballers, we probably wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing we've got some big games coming.
It's yeah.
Win, close out a Premier League, and to have a chance to beat Atletico Madrid and go to a final of the Champions League.
Yep, yep. This, I mean, I think the teams, I think they have the mentality to be able to do it. Do they have the mental capacity to do it? You know what I mean? I think they have the mentality. I don't know the capacity to do it based on what's going on. All right. I mean, this weekend is going to
Yeah.
be. This weekend should drain them. I mean, luckily, I don't think we have a midweek game, right? So,
No, the following Saturday,
so we got a week off. So this
Newcastle are
we
here.
got to put everything into this one, and we'll find out. You know, we'll find out where they stand. I mean, this is it should be note. This is what I want to say. One of many finals for us. We win this one. It's we put ourselves in a good situation. It's a serious. When they say 6 pointer, it's serious. A 6 pointer. We win this. We're up 6 points no matter what. At least 6 points no matter what City does. So they should be. This is one of those things. Put out all the stops, but we thought we were going to get that in the EFL Cup, and we didn't. So I don't know. What Arteta's going to
Yeah.
do. Like
Thought we'd get it against Bournemouth as well.
yeah, yeah, and we don't look like we can. If we can't stop people from scoring, then we're in trouble, right? We're lucky that Sporting can't. Sporting, who averages 2+ goals a game, we held them to nothing.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. I think Stan was really alluding to that, Gary. Like, how good could we be defensively? That if we get our chances against the PSG, let's say Atletico first, right? Because they're offensively better than they have been over the last 5, 6, 7 years. It looks like Simeone has altered their game to be less defensive and more attacking, right?
Yeah, that's the
So
problem, though. They could play just as ugly as us if they really wanted to.
yes,
You know,
there is that
I mean, but when you
stylistic
go out there and you paid 80
thing.
mil on a striker, then you probably change your ways a little bit, and then you turn around and you bring in a Lookman, then you probably go, you know what? I mean, these are players Arsenal could have paid. I mean, I don't think they would have been able to get Alvarez from City. They weren't going to sell it. They weren't going to sell him to us, but they
Yeah, maybe he'll come
yeah,
back to the Premier League.
maybe.
There's been some talk about that.
It all depends on how
Uh,
this game goes. Like, because think about it. Last time we played we played against a really good striker, right? We basically shut him down,
yeah,
basically, and next year we bought him. So and
yes,
this could be a
yes,
similar
it
situation,
can go
right?
that way.
So you know,
All right,
yeah,
Rosie has said a
hey,
hashtag Gary out.
yes,
There
thank
you go.
thank you for that,
Your
because
followers follow
they
you,
do. They want me out of here.
good and bad. Hope everyone's well. Thanks, Rosie, for dropping in. I know it's late over there. If we're to win anything, we're going to have to scam our way to glory.
Yeah.
That's what it says. Scam our
Well,
way to
the thing
glory.
is, either we scam our way or we just do something totally different. That's nobody's planning for. All right, and I don't know if Arteta's got the Some people say the minerals to actually go and do something that he would consider risky.
Yeah.
He needs to do, and I keep saying it. He just needs to change. Just do something different, please.
Um,
Like this team is
we're-
asking for. I mean, I know within the confines of all of his rules and stuff, we can still get a game. Like like this past game was an improvement from the previous what 3 or 4, right? So, and if we can do that, we continue to get better, fine. But we're not.
and some
We're only getting worse. The players were the teams we're going to have to play. So
yeah, some will be criticized. The Arsenal fans will be
Mm.
criticized. The Arsenal team will be criticized. I believe that, but I believe somehow, if you're the best team through the group stages, and you win all of your games, you probably maybe get the benefit of the seeding and how the brackets turned out. Arsenal, yes, let's just put our hands up and say Sporting were probably the weakest team left in the competition
Sure.
in
Is
the
that, I
last.
mean, that's why you play to be the top seed, right? Like in anything,
Yeah,
right? That's not our
yeah,
fault that nobody else took, wanted it played that way, all right? I mean, and you
yeah,
know what? Maybe
and
that is the difference. Arsenal plays to win everything early, not knowing that. Guess what? You don't have to win everything early. I mean, there's no. I mean, all you have to do is make it to the playoffs, right? That's all you have to
yeah,
do is make it, make it there.
just get in,
Mm.
just get in, and that's what this competition is about. Paris Saint Germain won the competition last year after being in it for something like 11 seasons, getting to finals, losing finals, having that pain and
Yeah,
heartache.
I
But
don't want to.
if
I
you
see that's the
continue,
thing. I don't think any of us want to have that have
no,
that body of work
yeah,
before we get a Champions League. How about we just win it as soon as we can? All right.
yeah. And I think that the four remaining teams are can be very evenly matched. You know, I think the bookies are making Bayern Munich the favorites, and somehow Arsenal are second favorites, PSG are third favorites, and Atletico
Really?
are the outsiders. Yeah, that was the coming out of the Champions League show with Henri and Jamie Redknapp and Mika Richards, right? Um, yeah, they showed the betting, they showed the
I
odds,
mean, only
and
one of PSG and Bayern Munich can make it, so they kind of split
yeah,
the odds. You know.
yeah, probably that was the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably like Arsenal are probably favored to beat Atletico Madrid. So yeah, that's probably exactly the reason,
Yeah.
Gary. But if we face probably the benefit of having PSG and Bayern Munich on the other side is if we get to a final, we only face them on a one-off situation in a final. You know, um, Retroholic says last month has just proved as much as we will all maybe don't like Odegaard and Saka. This team really missed them, and you can see the class difference if you had Havertz, Joker, Saka, and Odegaard fit a different team. I'd probably add in there Yuri and Timber as well, because we've had our discussions at right back. For good or bad, I think we'll all agree that Yuri and Timber is the number one choice there. And just throw in the mix, I'd like to have Calafiori fit as well. Because it seems like we're running through our fullbacks. Hincapi looked gassed yesterday as well, and in trying to get forward. But definitely, Bukayo Saka is one player we seem to miss. Um, the Odegaard will um, divide opinion, right?
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, some will say we need Odegaard for what he gives us, and some will say, well, we're where we are maybe now because Odegaard's been injured
You know,
for a time in this season.
you know, yeah, to the Champions League. Can you imagine the
Yeah,
first leg, right? Let it go there, and it ends 0-0. Everyone's going to media about that and that. And then at Arsenal, in the 90th minute, we we're in the finals, and let's say we get the bookie's favourite unit. We go all the way to extra time, 0-0, and then it goes to penalties, and David Raya saves 2 penalties, and we win. Could you imagine winning it like that? They would go. The world would explode, man. The world, the football, and it. There's a part
any
of me.
any story.
The more I think about it, the more I want it to go that way. I love that.
I will take any scenario, any story that results in Arsenal winning the Champions League this year. I will take any, even if it's 4 own goals in the final.
We don't care how it happens, right? Just
Yeah,
get the win.
do not care how it happens at all.
Tries that we're
Um,
the second favourites. And I thought the Holden.
Yeah, as Gary has said, it's the Bayern and PSG are facing off against each other. So you have to pick. You really have to go with your gut and feel who's going to win that one. I actually have a funny feeling PSG will beat them. Because maybe defensively they're just a little bit more solid at the back. PSG. And earlier in the season when Arsenal were going well, Luis Enrique was asked about Arsenal, and he said, just wait till the spring and we'll see what happens when the springtime comes. So
what about it, right? Because those years with Paris Saint-Germain, and they could never get their hand onto the Champions League. So he decides to go to the best team that can do it and has been doing it. And then as soon as he gets there, it dries up.
All bad apples.
Think about it as well, right? This is a player. How can you have a player World Cup final hat-trick losing team? I mean, you'd think that if you scored a hat-trick in the World Cup final, you mean someone what? There were 4 scored than the 3. You know what I mean? Crazy in the World Cup final.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, in personal accolades, the stats, but everywhere he seems to go, man, it's as soon as he left Paris.
Yeah, he's kind of lucky. He did win the World Cup when he was a lot younger, when he was really young. But he did get that win. Before the last World Cup didn't against Lionel Messi's Argentina. Retroholic says the only reason I won't be really annoyed after this weekend, because yes, we're losing. Don't care. We're scamming our way to a Champions League final. And if that happens in a one-off game, team can win.
Yeah. I mean, you can't scam your way to a championship. I'm sorry, it just doesn't.
Well, to get to a final against Atletico, maybe
you can't.
Draw.
Scam your way. I mean,
the bracket against 14,
like that. You're saying they don't want to get there. I mean, they've been in a final, right? You think they don't want to get back there again? Simeone would like to win one, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just everybody wants to. I feel like belittle anything we're doing just because they don't like the style of play and the way we're going to get there. Right. So I if Arteta, if he can make it work, then so be it. But if it can't, this is so I like to say you get three chances and you're out. He'll have 4 if this doesn't work out, and it'd be easy decision to make. So, like I said, they 1 going to make it ugly. 2 just going to stress your heart out. So just prepare for it. Get your what is it? Your aspirin. Take an aspirin pill or 2 before the game, because that's if this season ends with us with a trophy, your heart will need those aspirin pills to.
Your heart will. Survive. You've got a strong heart because you've survived. You survived the season.
If they get a trophy, if they don't get a trophy, you're probably dead. So it don't matter. It won't matter.
Definitely. So we'll be talking Champions League tonight, and we'll be talking Premier League as well tonight. So the 2 remaining competitions that Arsenal are involved in. BX Gunner said Mbappe could break the World Cup record this summer. Yeah, Stan?
McCarthy, which would be his biggest problem. There's 1 or 2 things you can win that, and both the big ones. Either one, both playing the way that he's asking us to play, he has a case. Those players that were probably thinking that if they're lifting trophies, they could okay, you might not be what, but I mean, I'm lifting these big trophies. End up with nothing, then you can't continue doing that same thing, right? You can't. How to buy in to play some of this restrictive style of football, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be the how we move forward in the style play.
Yeah, and there's history in this. Chelsea were not maybe not the greatest team in 2021, and they went on to beat Manchester City
Yeah.
in the
When I bring
final.
it up, everybody tells me about all the attackers they had on their side, but as far as I know, their defense is one of the main reasons why they were able to get where they
Well,
got. So
there's more than one way to win the Champions League, and it could be a la Bayern Munich or PSG. We're going to score more goals than you. Yeah, we're going to try and defend, but we know we're going to give up chances. Or like Atletico Madrid or the way Mikel Arteta's gone about it this season, we're going to be dogged and tenacious, and we have what do you call them? We have like strong men at the back, gods at the back, who will die to defend, who have celebrated defending in previous seasons. They have taken pride in their art. I'm talking about Gabriel, who and Saliba, who continue to complement each other and have a little bit of the dog in them as well. Gary, Um, saw a little clip of Gabriel going after Max Dowman, which I thought was a bit harsh, but this is you know one of the most experienced players who can be our captain, has been our captain, um, trying to teach culture to a young player as well. Teach him
I think
the
Max
right
Dowman.
things.
I think Max Dowman at least will be fine with anything he gets from Declan Rice.
Hmm.
We keep talking about Declan Rice being our captain, just not with the armband. So the way he plays, uh, I mean, I think it's bad when he's not where you want him to be either, right? So it's not just it's just certain players are weak or not strong enough because Arteta's basically saying, I will bring everybody down to their knees. You know what I mean? With my
Yeah.
style of play, and he's done that.
Uh, what talk about Declan Rice as well? The one thing that Henri and did you see that coverage? Henri and Jamie Redknapp afterwards. Henri was like, bring it back to the pictures, bring it back to the snippet of Declan Rice upon the final whistle, and trying to understand what he was thinking in that moment. You know, for me, it was Declan Rice was thinking. It was part savoring where we are. We've gotten to a semifinal, but also part acknowledgement we're going to have to play better. And you can maybe see that in his face now. The interview afterwards, uh, he did not. He played the perfect. He played the media perfectly. He didn't let out any kind of weakness in the interview, and basically said, "This is the culture at Arsenal. This is what it means, and this is what it should be like for us. We should be feeling pressure each and every day at a huge club like this who has aspirations to win the Premier League, has aspirations to win the Champions League for the first time." So, Gary, what did you see in the face of Declan Rice at the final whistle?
Like I said, I think just like us, exhausted.
Yeah,
It's not. It's gonna be a slug. It's gonna be It's just gonna. It's
and
gonna
then
be. It's gonna be.
a heavyweight bout, and he comes out. They come out on top, but they know there's another one or two coming after that.
Yeah.
Lauren and Tiger.
Every game for probably the last 2 months, I swear everybody said this is a game that this team that we're playing is gonna give us a tough game. Blah blah blah. It's been constant every game we've played for at least for the last 2 months, much less this entire season. Once we got ahead. So I think it's just it is taxing. But so far, everybody that's gone out there, I think they're doing their best. I just don't think we have enough numbers
Part of that
yeah.
is the spotlight on Arsenal seems to be brighter than
Yeah.
any other club.
They want to. It's weird because it's almost like they just. I don't know. It's like they want to see us. Like most people want to see us fail, but
Yeah,
we drive the space, right? if you want to talk about football and you want to get somebody to engage with you, just put Arsenal in there somewhere, and then you'll have what kind of audience you need. I mean, we drive the media, you know.
Yeah.
If
Can I
our,
just say something on the back of what Gary said about how you know, everybody wants to fail, and there's a part of me that's like, yeah, okay, I get that. You know, back in the day when Man United were winning everything, I always wanted them to fail. I get that. What I don't get is the one that they want to win is the team that has 115 odd charges hanging over them, which financially, if alleged or what have you, they believe is the sterile. That's the one that I get it that they want us to lose. Fine, but that's the horse you won the back. That one.
Because they don't have the history stand.
You know, it seemed like 18 months ago you were waving pitch. Now you want them to win.
Because
I don't understand how that. Is that what we've done?
They will say it's because they know that they've cheated. It's because they know that they're financially doping that they don't care. That's what they will say. They don't care about that club because they don't have the history, they don't have the rivalry, and everybody knows you're cheating.
Yeah, but it's funny, isn't it, that we can get crashed through by an opposing team. He's rolling around on the ground, and what did the opposition always say? Same old Arsenal, always cheating. You never hear that at City. Where's them? Surely that's, if you want to have a song that has cheating to annoy a team, surely it should be City. 115 charges.
Yeah, which we keep.
When we become the pantomime villains, I thought that was City the pantomime villain, but it's us.
Yeah.
For do what? Scoring goals by set piece. Your argument. It's like, okay. Just forget the 15. Let's forget the 115 charges. Let we score goals, own goals. That's really what's pissing you off.
A few seasons ago, it was we really like you. A few seasons ago, it was like we really like the football that you're playing. Martinelli and Saka are scoring goals for fun. You're playing beautiful football, but you always fall short. You just can't get quite over the line. But you play lovely football.
And don't some of these fans think to themselves, yeah, seasons ago, we missed out on a Champions League place, but because man's cheated, they've done us out of something. You know, our team got wrecked. No one's thinking that. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even that. It's like even our biggest rivals, a lot of them are like, you know, I would rather see City win than Arsenal. Like they want to see our failure. They're more engaged in our failure than anything. I mean, I think it sells, and that's what I'm telling you. It sells. The media knows it, and so the media helps it along the way, right? And I don't care what happens. I don't want you to win anything if you're not Arsenal. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody else to win. If everybody else lost and that meant nobody won, I'll be fine with that.
Because as a supporter of a rival team, when you're 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th in the table and you're not winning anything this season, all you have is the joy of watching your rivals fail. All you have is that joy.
But they want somebody else to win it. I don't want anybody to win it. I want everybody to fail. That's what brings me joy. I'm sorry. I don't.
Unfortunately, football.
Think about it. That team lost to City, and some of their fans were happy because that meant that Arsenal probably wasn't going to get a chance. Wasn't going to win the league. That's kind of the thinking. I don't agree with that thing. No, that doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. So,
yeah.
And also, as well, I mean, think about this scheme. How is worst case scenario for us, right? How is us finishing second in the Premier League and getting past the semi-finals in the Champions League? How is that more disgraceful than Tottenham relegation and might not even be Premier League? Surely that's a talking point a bigger one. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
So,
Everything's gone.
worst case scenario, we finish second. Okay, we're all disappointed. No one else behind us.
No.
And if we don't get semi-finals in the Champions, anyone else from the UK in the semi-finals?
No.
Yes, it's disappointment, but Tottenham are literally could be relegated.
Very, very strong likelihood.
Well, it's one of those things that team should be. They should be. Well, also, I think Liverpool spent a lot of money and is struggling in fighting to get into the Champions League. I mean, that's the biggest story. That's the biggest story. Like that team falling out isn't really a big story because they tempted fate last year, right? And they didn't do any. They haven't done themselves any good favors now. So, like, of all the places to go and say, look, this is the story, it's Arsenal, but not the team that spent whatever almost 500 million in one window and is sitting, outside the top four.
This Liverpool team. This Liverpool team who won the summer window, they won the window. They spent 450 million. Probably picked up only one very, very good player in Ekitike, who, by the way, unfortunately has a ruptured Achilles. So that's really, really bad luck for the kid, who we would have enjoyed playing in the World Cup. Would have enjoyed seeing him play in the World Cup. He's going to be out for the best part of the year. And then not only that, they've had a horrible season. Arnie Slot and the talent acquisition, the slot machine, and the Edwards and all those people who identified those players that they went after. Verts and the fullbacks have been shocking. They're going to stick with they're going to stick with Arnie Slot and run it back again and spend more money again. So they're going to spend close to $750 million.
Do you think they'll keep him past the summer? Because he's kind of the other way. If his one was a bit like this season,
yes.
And now this, do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, on his CV, when he sits down for an interview, it says league one.
He should send flowers to Mikel. You should send flowers to Mikel Arteta and Arsenal Football Club, because our injury situation last season, and we didn't go and get anyone in January to be a stronger competition to them. The only competition they had last season, they strolled their way to the title last year. So, and then Tottenham, it should be the amount of money you get in the Premier League for being in the Premier League. That should be a big story if they get relegated, but we don't hear about that. Liam Rosenior at Chelsea should be doing better with Chelsea than he is now. Lay down against City. City completely humiliated them on their home patch. They've got a big game this weekend against Manchester United. So there's lots of good, interesting games in the Premier League this weekend. Newcastle, Eddie Howe. The list goes on and on, He struggled again. And Bournemouth's going to go there. And lo and behold, Bournemouth, who've just beaten Arsenal, will be playing Newcastle. You better believe Newcastle will probably come alive this weekend just in time to face Arsenal next weekend. Because that's how this thing works. They get up for our games, Gary.
They do. They do. I mean, you see, I always go back to either, I can't remember which game, I bring it up every time, but I think it was Brentford or Bournemouth going into this. They had a streak of games where they were playing good football, and then they played City, and they decided to do the exact opposite of what they had been doing going in, and got smacked in their mouth. And it's like, what are you doing? Why are you giving City an opportunity? Like, it's the one team that's been, I guess, the consistent out there has been Leeds. They've been showing that they're worth, and that's what other teams should be doing, but they're not, and that's why they're struggling. So yeah. No, they all want us not to win, but and then they roll over for City. I don't get that. I don't want any. You should be trying to, like I said, don't waste the trip. Try to win every game. That's what I want
Yeah.
everybody to try to do. Right?
Retro Retroholic said if City found guilty, then it'd be funny to me because everyone who's wanted them to win will soon enough be regretting it because they would have won 6, 7 of the last 10 league titles, and the sponsors will pull out at that point in time. All right, Tony Turner is joining the stream. I wonder what kind of background colors we have in the room right now. Let's see.
Mm.
Oh, there we go. He doesn't let us down. He does not let us down.
Yeah.
And listen, if red is
Oh.
the color,
Yeah.
Arsenal, I want to see those flares on the 30th of May when Arsenal have won the Champions League.
I was going to do the
in
old
the stadium.
Roxanne gag, but Roxanne gag. I did that last week. You know, the old Roxanne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what kind of antics will Tony get up to tonight? I don't know, but it's always fun finding out.
Hi again, Gary.
I'm
Gary
doing
just
good,
can't
sir.
get enough. Gary can't get enough of Arsenal podcast this week.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of work, man. Been working.
Ray, you need to watch the first 5 minutes. The first 2 minutes is Gary laughing about deleting his stream and having to recreate it because he forgot about the show since it was on Wednesday. Too busy with work.
Yeah, I pushed it out one day, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting and I get the little alarm on my phone. All right, your show's in 15 minutes, and I just said, "Oh, cool," and I just closed it. Next thing I know, Spence is like, "Are we not having a show?" And I'm like, "Oh man, I didn't even create the show on YouTube. I had to do that." And
Then I'm like,
Yes.
where's the link at?
yeah, so yeah, the game, yeah, doing all those shows and then the game not going the way you wanted. The football's just been Arsenal. Yeah, they do that. They're doing this. They're doing this to us. So we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, unless I see something different on Sunday, it'll be the same all, and we're just gonna have to power through and see if we can do a job. Right?
Champions League. How do you guys see us? How you doing against Atletico Madrid over 2 legs? From what if you've watched any Atletico Madrid, they don't look too bad either with Griezmann and Julian Alvarez as a front two. Bold. Lookman on the left. Who plays on the right?
Lookman.
Who's on the right?
Alvarez. Wow.
And they have. Don't forget about the defense. Don't forget about the defense they play.
Don't forget about our defense. Put some respect on our defense, Tony.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna have it when fucking Mr. Benjamin Rice is our fucking left back. It's happened like the last 3 games. He's dropped back there.
Yeah, we have to hope.
As the full back, it's a fucking wing back. I don't care if it's overlapping. They're wing backs.
And this Simeone team isn't the old Simeone team, you know, where he'd like to grind out 1-0 wins. They do play a lot more attacking now. Got better players to do that with.
They're
how you guys
moved into a new stadium.
Sorry?
Right? They moved into a new stadium as well, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
So when I hear about a new stadium, I remember Stan talking about Arsenal being overawed maybe last season in Porto. You know,
I think we're past
the
that
players looked like the stadium was too big for them. They'll have to have learned from that experience.
I can't remember if we've earned 129 million euros from the Champions League this year, not including what the ticket sales will be when Atletico comes, but it might have been 192. I can't remember. I just know it was 129 or 192. But we banked a lot of money on this new format. And that's why you have a European Super League. This is what it was to be. is a be a league. The Champions League is a league. It's not a cup competition.
It's a league until it's a cup competition. How about that, Tony?
It has a league phase. I don't know what they call the rest of it.
No, Tony, it
I
has a
think
league
it's being
phase,
called the European Cup one for me.
and then it has a knockout competition. Right? What was that, Stan?
So I do miss it just being
He-
called the Champions League. I just like the European Cup. It's the European Cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did,
Sorla.
did,
Yeah. Dangerous.
did you have Europa A? Did you have Europa B? It just there are too many clubs in these
Welcome, Spencer.
competitions.
Having up to 6 teams and being able to qualify for the Champions League, just itself is an oxymoron. You know, Champions League should just mean the champions of each cup, not up to 10
We call
teams.
it invitational.
Again,
Champions League
the
invitational.
Champions League? No, just like the European Cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
The winner gets a Champions League.
BX said that new
Champions.
stadium and its fans will be a fortress with a full hostile atmosphere. It's going.
I think Arsenal have got to this stage where they're quite comfortable and quite boring anywhere.
Yeah.
So
I mean, as you said, Stan,
0-0 and look at
players-
1-0.
as long as you're successful, the players will buy into the scheme, will buy into the method, and will buy into what Mikel Arteta wants to do. Yeah, I don't love Mikel Arteta going after Trossard like he did in the last few minutes of the game.
Trossard was brilliant when he came on. He did a really good job.
What did Trossard do, Tony?
I don't know if it was at the end of it because he runs and makes a run like when there's like 30 seconds left of stoppage time and he almost makes that goal. I think he was pissed that he just run into a corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted to fucking win it and he almost did. So
Yeah.
I mean I can't criticize a player when they're playing balls out. And it's not like we're to give up a goal on the counter. You might as well just. He was in acres of space.
Okay.
I mean, Arteta's concerned about that, but like most fans will tell you, well, you know what? You put Kepa in goal for 2 important games.
Yeah.
You know, when it mattered.
Yeah.
So why do you care how that thing played out? Worst case scenario, you go to penalty kicks, right? Or you go to extra time. So the game's it's not over. So not that was gonna, not that that's what he was thinking, but
yeah, but you seen that Raya made the same mistakes that Kepa made.
Yeah, Rare made saves that Kepa didn't make. So
yeah.
you gotta take I think Ray is a better goalkeeper, so it doesn't matter what he does.
The ball up into the air. I didn't see that.
No, but he kicked the ball to the wrong team, like we usually do when we're nonchalant with our play. But that's everybody. Yeah. What goalkeeper did actually do that, Tony? Besides Raya,
right?
Anybody? Did Raya do that? No. So
Neuer did something in the semifinal as well.
True.
But and that was a great piece of play from Arda Güler to score that goal. They must not let the occasion get to them, the ex-Gunner said. And then imagine Arteta yelling at Ozil.
But to answer Stan's question,
yeah,
I probably see us getting a draw, then Atletico wins the other one. I just don't see us beating them.
You don't see us getting to the final?
Nope. And even if we do, we're definitely not going to beat Bayern.
We're going to be what?
I said we're not going to beat Bayern or PSG.
All right, might as well just pack our bags up and go home.
So then you might as well. So then we're not going to win the league either, then, because based on everything you're saying, right? Then the league, we might as well not even show up on Sunday, right? No, I mean, are you following your team or not? Are you a supporter of Arsenal, or are you just here for the good? No, you just said we're
Hot
losing.
take. It's back to hot take.
I don't. That's not. I don't subscribe to that.
Come on, you have confidence we're gonna beat.
You don't think you don't. So you have no confidence in your team. So just take off the shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go watch another sport, right? That's what.
How
do you support a
believe?
team and then go? I guess they're gonna lose. So whatever.
Don't you believe in their ability to defend, Tony? Don't you believe in their ability to compete at the back?
But
Don't
that's
you
the
believe in
problem.
clean sheets?
But the attack plays defense, and here's the biggest problem. I don't want to see fucking Jesus. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see. I don't want to see Kai out there.
Jesus goes to Oklahoma.
My first substitution wouldn't be pulling off Bucharest when you're still chasing a goal.
Why would you want to pull off Gyökeres?
I won it. That's what fucking Arteta did.
Hello.
Here you go,
Carry on,
Kai.
Phil.
All right, so we know where Tony's at. So
the season's over for Tony.
Tony's one of those fans.
I do have a hypothetical.
With the great,
that's not a hypothetical. You said we're gonna lose.
Let's hear his
hypothetical. You just said we're gonna lose. There's not a hypothetical.
Tony's. It's a hypothetical. It's not a hypothetical.
Here's my hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
Do you take winning the league and Spurs get relegated? Do you take with Champions League or do you take with Premier League? You have to pick one.
Champions League.
Champions.
Gary?
We haven't done that.
Just give me a
Come
trophy.
on, Gary.
That's all I want. I want a trophy.
Gary, riding the fence again.
I've seen before.
No, I don't. Once again, I'm not gonna. I want to win a trophy. Give me one of them. I don't care. All right.
Tony's.
I want that more than I care where that team ends up. All right. I want them to lose, yes, but I'm not at the expense of a trophy. So give me either one of the trophies. You know.
I'm gonna be fucking devastated if we don't win anything.
You don't.
They get relegated. They get relegated, and we can't give them shit for bottling because
we can give them shit, too. But it wouldn't look good for us. So yeah, Champions League. Tony's entitled to his opinion based on Arteta's incompetence.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we don't win one of the remaining 2 trophies, it's nothing short of a disaster. And some people go, well, you're not entitled to win it, but it's like the way that we've been working at it, the amount of money that's been spent, the position that we managed to get us in, the opportunities that we've had along this way to make sure that point spread was bigger. It would be a disaster, nothing short of a disaster, to finish with nothing.
We've gone through a league campaign, and I was thinking about this earlier. After about 10 games, you know where you are in the league. You pretty much know where you are. After about 10 games, we took control of the league. And you look through the season between those 10 games and now, we pretty much have either maintained the gap with City or increased the gap at times. But
also,
we're pretty much hand in hand.
Did win it. It was the season in a row that Man City didn't. And that sort of thing can kind of change. They might leave, a legacy manager leaves, things. If they win it, that could be another, which then makes the gap, makes that gap that we tried to close, that gap's just got a little bit bigger again. It's just got bigger again. Now if we win it,
we will have. It seems pretty basic to say this. We will have won it. It will have not been handed to us. We will have had to go through the trauma of losing games at vital stages in the season, having a blip Maybe a self-induced blip. We'll have to look at it at the end of the season. Self-induced because, as Gary said, we introduced the feelings of a backup goalkeeper to give him a participation game in the Carabao Cup final. That's how I feel about it. We had an opportunity where we could all of those blanks in cup competitions through Arteta's tenure since the FA Cup. He's failed in a lot of those domestic cup competitions, and you should have given yourself a bona fide opportunity, the best possible opportunity to win a trophy. You know,
And
at the end of the
and
season.
what people forget is that we beat the record three times in a row of exiting both domestic cups in January. This year it was impossible because the second leg was in February. So,
Yeah,
but we
PX.
beat we.
Pep
So like,
Guardiola, right, has enough credit in the to pull a wild card in the cup final at Man City. Mikel Arteta doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. He's
No.
not earned that right. I mean, when he's got a few tin pots in the cabinet, then fine. If you want to do this or do that, you'll get a little bit of leeway. When you're trying to change, especially how that, I still think that fixture is. I'm not looking
Yeah, and listen,
for.
Stan had been taught many times.
I would take a draw. Obviously, want to win, but I'll draw because I just think psychologically, you're going up against a team. It doesn't matter. It's a one-off game in the final, and you know that if you give it your best for 90 minutes, you're walking away with something. Do that.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking that some of those that creeps in, and now you're going and you're thinking about that last fixture, and you're thinking like, are we good enough to beat? By the time, are we good enough? Because you're not getting it. That's what worries me.
Gonna have to stand up big time on Sunday, and any scenario could happen, any scenario at all. But Stan, you talked about this, and I kind of was like, I heard what you were saying. You talked about the psychology of losing the Carabao Cup final to that team in Man City, and then facing them in the league. And I kind of felt like it was two different kettles of fish. You know what I mean? Two different things. But also here we are with we're at a low ebb in terms of the Premier League leading up to. Another Gary has said this as well. Here we go again, leading into a game against Man City on the back of a couple of defeats or some bad results. Doesn't augur well. And here's me sounding the battle call for the Champions League game. Show me that you can get up and beat Sporting comfortably and lift your confidence to be going into the game on Sunday on a good footing. Well, we didn't do any of those things, you know.
I would say you're a team that's in the Premier League. You're saying that it's your time. To the next team, the team that's run it all, go in that backyard and spank them. Do that, and I would just I'd be like, okay, when mold statue, let's get that, have it ready, and we can pour the concrete in.
There,
go up there and walk back there, like and like, okay, it's on, but go up there, absolutely. I mean,
in the forging,
means are being around us. Players aren't able to string past ever. They can't. If it's going to be that kind of bullshit, David Raya having the most touching the team in the team, the goalkeeper as second most touches, and then it's the centre defence.
Yeah, and we're gonna face that on Sunday.
Back to Raya. No, please, you're killing me when you're doing this. It's like painting my paint in the ground and not watching it and just listen.
Yeah,
it's just
watch
no.
paint dry. In the forging, in the forging of any great team, any team that's going to step forward and win trophies consistently in a window of 2 or 3 seasons, there is a seminal moment in each of those teams. Any of the great teams you can think of, they've gone to their competitors, they've gone to the rivals' ground, and they've put down a marker and they've scored and they've beaten them. We tried to step to Man City 5, 6, 7 seasons ago, and they would come to the Emirates continuously and put us in our place. We were pickpocketed, we were bullied like kids on the playground, and we had to learn to stand up and be strong and tough. There's a seminal moment for, I think, coming for this team on Sunday. This is a Pep Guardiola team that we would all probably recognize as not as good as previous seasons. And they're growing.
Where are the goals coming from? Seriously, where are the goals coming from? Tell me where the goals are coming from.
I don't care.
I can't
It
tell
doesn't
you.
matter. Doesn't matter because it could come from it could come from a header. It can come from an own goal. We do actually get attempts on most opponents' goals. So we do have opportunities. Sometimes a lot, sometimes a little. So our goals will come from wherever they come from, and you know what? We shouldn't care. That's how we've been playing all season, right?
But Stan is sort of.
What did Gyökeres over the last sport him? From what those 2 legs of Gyökeres? Tell me.
A lot of.
You're talking about it, so you're just going to look at just him by himself and not the body of work of the entire squad.
His performance.
That's
2 games in the quarterfinal of the Champions.
How do you expect him to? He's a striker. How do you expect him to perform when the rest of the team sucks and they're terrible?
Stan.
Everybody goes after him, and then they look around at the players around him and go, "No, you know what? You guys aren't helping him out. So guess what? We're just gonna stick to the one guy who won't come back and get the ball because he doesn't do. That's not what he does, right?"
Gary, can you do me a favor?
We got other players as well that haven't been stepping up. Trossard, Martinelli, Madueke.
Gary, look up how many touches he had.
And how is he supposed to get more touches? How is he supposed to get more touches?
By the player's spot name, which.
Okay, so Stan is saying his body of work doesn't look good, and I'm saying it's hard to when he doesn't get the ball.
He scored more goals than any player under Arteta. I mean, what else do you want to say?
He ain't the one, man.
Yeah.
Who's the one? What striker could we have gotten? Yeah.
But Stan, there's other players.
For those of you that believe that Victor Gyökeres is a nailed-on starter in that position for Arsenal, for those of you that try and say that if there are other strikers on the market that were available that you wouldn't consider, you're telling me, no, it doesn't matter who comes available, Stan. It doesn't matter if Julian Alvarez is available and we can bring him in. I'm still going to start Victor Gyökeres. Then I don't believe you. I'm sorry, I don't believe you. If you're telling me we don't need to look anywhere else.
I don't think anybody's saying that, Stan.
Well, there you go. It's not good enough.
If we can go...
Okay, but Martinelli, Trossard aren't good enough. Madueke's not good enough. Kepa's not good enough.
Season.
I mean, Ben White's not good enough. All these players not good enough.
How many times is...
Ray.
Okay, can't keep playing, man.
Yeah.
What is that all about?
You go after. I mean, the target isn't Gyökeres. He's not the target of our ills. If you want to complain about Arsenal football, go away from Gyökeres. He's doing everything he can. Under the situation. Now, yes, he is. He's doing the most he can under this system. How in the world are you looking at this system going, all right, Gyökeres, you scored. You got 20J, the most on the squad, and you're telling me he's the one that we should be pointing the finger at. How is that going to work? Come
Stan, I mean, you asked how we're going to stand.
Only my opinion.
Stan.
That's for nothing. But I listen. He's got 11 goals in the league. He's got 18 goals over like that. Look, he could have so much more because there have been opportunities, man, that he is.
Right.
From
that,
what
listen,
I can see, pissed away. It's like
I'm
real
on
like
record.
chances.
He's one of the most
Take him to that
clinical
next-
strikers out there.
I'm
You're looking at
in
the
my
few
opinion.
chances that he misses and then complaining about it. He doesn't get as many opportunities as a Haaland does. And then you're trying to, you can't compare, the numbers don't match up.
And I would say the same thing for Jesus. It's the same
You
problem.
wouldn't. Jesus isn't scoring 20 GA in this squad healthy.
All right, Stan. But you asked the
He
question.
misses chances.
What's Stan?
He hasn't missed that
Listen.
many. Show me the numbers that say Gyökeres is missing so many chances. He's one of the most clinical strikers out there.
You asked the question though, Stan. Who's going to score the goals for us?
I haven't got it, but I did this in the show, and it showed you that it was. Remember that it was like 1 in 8.
Yeah.
That number that I on this.
He's improved since then. He's improved since then.
Talking about the beginning of the season when we definitely wasn't getting many touches and opportunities.
Okay.
Hey, but
Look,
Stan, you
I'm just
asked the
saying,
question.
He's been one of the best strikers in 2026.
Saying,
In 2026,
Let me
he's
put it
been one
this
of the
way,
best
right?
strikers, and you're going to
not
talk about everything he did
him,
at the
right?
beginning of the season.
Yeah.
No, I'm not,
You
I like
are.
his
You are.
ethic. Listen,
All right,
I like his
but
ethic.
You are.
I like his ethic. I like how he. I just think we could do a lot
What's
better.
that?
Do better,
Which-
but what,
You
And-
say
and-
you're
and-
not
he's not the worst thing on the
All
squad.
right.
I would
You're
like to
picking on him.
see us bring in a better striker. I'm not saying no, but he shouldn't be considered the be all and end all.
Nobody. Who said that? Nobody said that on
and
this.
we can't do anything.
Who said that?
That's what I'm saying.
You're saying that you're
Because I
making up
want that-
you're making up a narrative
All of
that
us-
nobody's
all of
even
us
said.
agree.
There's nobody that said
Yeah.
that Alvarez comes in and Gyökeres has the spot.
I
Nobody
think-
said that.
I
Nobody
think
said
all of us agree if we could get Erling Haaland, if we could get Harry Kane, if we could get Julian Alvarez tomorrow, we'd bring him to Arsenal to improve the team. To improve
But do you
the
think,
team.
but even if we brought him in, look at Stephen said, maybe it's the manager and the style of play. Generally, the play doesn't matter if you bring in
Yes.
Lewandowski. But in saying that, it's something like I see a lot of wasted opportunity.
You don't see that many. You were just throwing something out there. You don't see that many missed opportunities from him.
Hey,
If he gets one or two chances a game, he's lucky.
When he gets a good opportunity, he doesn't miss too many recently. Has it happened this season? He's missed opportunities, yes, like every player will. But he's been a little bit more prolific and a little bit more efficient in the turn of the year, since the turn of the year, I would say. You know?
And I think he is better with Eze in there. To me, you have to have Trossard and Eze in there with Gyökeres, because
Eze and Gyökeres were brought in
You're
as
gonna get with
figures.
football and intelligent. Plus, you're gonna get with pace. I know Trossard isn't fast, but he spots stuff, so he can do the through balls. It's just Stan likes playing FIFA / ESP, the 2K.
We have a new person in social joins. Okay, 6 years in, still blaming players is insanity. It's past the player's fault. You can't have more than 5 players underperforming for years and still talking about the player's fault. Yeah.
On average, how many strikers did we have between 2000 and 2018?
Like 18
we
years.
were always four or five deep. When you had Van Persie, you had plenty of other strikers on there.
What team has as many strikers as you're talking about? Nobody does. So
You don't-
the times have changed, Tony.
Yeah.
When you go back in time, yes, things were might a little bit different there. There's not that many strikers in the world today anyway.
Exactly,
so.
Gary. When you played 4-4-2, you had 4 strikers because you had two strikers in that 4-4-2 formation, and then you would need backups, right? You would need another 2 players. So you had 4 strikers when it was a 4-4-2 formation. Now most teams are playing 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, and then you only need to have maybe 2 strikers in that situation.
But we only have truly one striker, right?
Which one? Like you talking Jesus or Havertz? Who you talking about?
Gukerez is the only striker we have.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get really technical, you can say Jesus is a winger. You could say Havertz is not
A
a striker.
9.
Yeah, and then you could say Marino's a midfielder. Sorry, but dead wrong. Trossard is not a great player, not a great passer, and has no pace to keep up. Listen, I think that we've come to a point in the evolution of Arsenal where Gary would not be disappointed if we upgrade on Martinelli. Gary would not be disappointed if we upgrade on Trossard. And Gary would not be disappointed if we upgrade on Madueke. And that would be the same for Stan and for Tony and for myself. If we can go and get better, seeing what we need to do in the Champions League, what we need to do in the Premier League, we need to upgrade in the attacking parts of the field. And we're looking at formations of players where fans don't like the combination of Gyökeres, Martinelli, and Madueke. They don't work together. And
But
if you really strip it down, we're relying on Max Downman to give us the spark and attack. You know, along with Gyökeres, Trossard maybe. The options are becoming limited in terms of the attacking strength that we have if we don't have Bukayo Saka on the field or Kai Havertz. You know, it's a little striking that Kai Havertz has not played full 90 minutes either.
And what gets me is like Stan and hardly anybody's criticizing Saka, but 5 goals, less than, or it might be 4 goals, whatever he has. That's terrible from him. He hasn't been good this year when he's played.
Who?
I don't care if he's injured or not. If he's not good
Saka
enough to be out there, he shouldn't be out there.
We're in a situation now where we better start putting some solutions on the field. We have 6 games in the Premier League to close out the season, and we have 2 huge games to be able to hopefully get to a final in the Champions League and get everyone fit into the bargain as well.
And what happened if Bucharest and these 8-9 games we have left? What if he gets 5 or 6 more goals? Then is that like 24 goals?
I'm thinking that he will score at least 5 more goals till the end of the season.
He's about 20, right?
He's at 18.
18 in all competitions. I think it's about 43 games. I would contend. When he came in off the back of 23. When he came in off the back of scoring 50 goals in the Portuguese league. I'm on record as saying if he gets half of that per game, if he scores a goal every other game, that's not a bad record. He scored 18 goals in 43 games. He's very close. If he got to 20, he got 3 or 4 more goals, I'd be happy where he's at right now. You know, Victor Gyökeres.
And that's we don't have a tempo that we need. We don't play the style of football that's.
Yeah, I don't think any Arsenal fan hand on heart would say we're not playing attractive football. We're not happy with the way we're playing football, right? But the results counter all of those arguments.
I'm going to sit there and tell you from the 20th minute to halftime, I had a hard time keeping my fucking eyes open because it's that boring.
Yeah.
So much.
Do what?
I said that's because Tony smokes so much.
Yeah, that's the 20-minute window. Yeah.
That's why I have a green light on.
I'm kind of the opinion that, let's say in a bizarre world, we hadn't bought Eze, but we bought, and he had bought Eze. I think Eze would be having that kind of that Semenyo is having, and Semenyo wouldn't be doing what. Do you know what I mean? I think it's to do with the style.
So why are we complaining about the players? It's not the players then.
I know. I'm
No, but what you're saying is why you
just-
bring up Gyökeres, and now all of a sudden now you're like, wait a second, it could be the
Yeah,
coach.
because we're
That's the
spitballing.
reason why
It's
everything sucks.
definitive. These are just
What do you, yes,
thoughts
you
and
do. I think it's clear as day. I don't think you have to be
Well,
a physicist to see what's going on
do
here.
I want to bring in another striker? Well, would I like to sell Jesus in the summer, another striker, and not an
Thanks, Stephen.
All right,
Thanks for
Steve.
joining.
not an cheers, not an understudy who would be considered an upgrade, and Gyökeres still keeps his place. But we bring in, yeah, of course I would. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
We don't create to be thinking about goals. We don't. Yeah, nobody can tell me what our attack patterns are. Through balls, triangle passing, 1-2 diagonals. What we
And
do
we need
do in
also need
attack.
to work out what we're going to do with the
Glad we are.
midfield two. How are we going to use two? What's going to happen here? Declan Rice going to play as a 6 or a box to box? Is Zuberman going to be the one, or is it the other way? Or is it going to be? Do you know what I'm getting at? There seems to be a lot of confusion. Sometimes it seems that Declan Rice is having to take some of what he can do away
I
to
feel like,
babysit him.
I feel like they've been playing a double pivot, Stan. I feel like they've been telling each other one is going to go and one is going to stay. They've been developing that understanding, I believe. You know, I think we have modified from a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1 in recent games.
Yeah.
You know, so therefore you get a little bit extra defensive. Go ahead.
Just Mendy out of the equation. Forsake Declan Rice and have Declan more of the 6, and we have a 2. They don't have to be 8. It could be slightly with one higher, but put in Eze and Ode.
There is, I believe we're talking.
Yeah, and
well, we're talking about the manager.
Superman.
You're trying to, you're scaring Arteta has nightmares of that.
Talking about the manager here.
What you mean? I can't have more than 5 defenders on the pitch. 6 defenders on the pitch? Are you kidding me?
No, cannot.
There's a reason why.
And you think about it, right? Zubermendi, if we win that game state, we're winning comfortably in that particular. Then Declan Rice doesn't have to run himself into the ground for 90 minutes. He come out at 7.
Let's stand.
Mendy come in. Take off.
If you don't want
to touch Norgard for whatever reason.
Stand. Who won man of the match?
Zubermendi won man of the match. That's what you get.
What happened with Zubermendi? He had the outburst crying on the field, apologized for it, and he goes out there and is the best player out there. He was driving the ball down the middle.
Tony, I've done a parody thing. I told you that.
So what are you saying here, Tony? He has a good mentality that Zubermendi was able to come back and play well, or did we just award? Did we award a sympathy man of the match to Zubermendi?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
He did, but why did he get it, Tony? Did he deserve it?
Because he was driving the ball down the middle. He was keeping everything flowing to him.
Yeah.
I mean, if you listen to the commentary, they're so funny because they tell you what we already know. Like they're like, basically it'd be nice if Arsenal maybe pass the ball forward once in a while. You know what I mean? And then, like you said, Zubermendi actually was driving the ball, moving the ball forward. I mean, got himself in a good situation there and tried to cross it, got caught out by the goalkeeper. But, and you know what? Maybe I don't know what happened from the last game to this one, but he definitely looked better. And maybe Arsenal's been saving all of this for this late season run.
Yeah, we're
gonna see like the stuff that we thought we would have saw.
So
Gary, that's the only thing.
Going to put in a good performance on going to be washed. Yeah, he's not.
If Arteta gives him 60 minutes, I bet you we'll be fine. That's the problem. I think Arteta sets his players up as you know what, you're gonna have to play a full 90, and I'm like, no, you're gonna have, you know what, you're gonna have to. This is gonna have to be a squad game. You know what I mean? Like these, like you said, it'd be nice to go out there and maybe have a lead, and then make subs. But Arteta won't do that, right? He won't do that.
No.
He's scared to like take it. He doesn't trust more than, I want to say, 12 or 13 players. All right, and 3 or 4 of those players are injured right now. So that, he doesn't really trust anybody he puts out there. He doesn't trust the entire 11 he puts out there.
And Gary, right? he won't give a bollocking to Rice, but he will go after Trossard. He will go after players that he feels that he can go after. He won't do that to Gabriel Saliba, David Raya, Odegaard, or Rice.
He goes after Trossard, one player that looks like a sickly Edwardian boy from an Oliver workhouse.
And
when he goes
Eze,
a frail looking
one.
It looks like meningitis.
Eze's got to prove that he can. Eze's got to prove that he can track back.
He's not going after Gabriel Megalegs, is he? Not at all. He's never going to happen.
Well, you know what? He loves him some defensive players. I mean, that's the thing. He trusts them no matter how good or bad they are. Think about it. No matter how good or bad they are, he trusts them. Zinchenko's terrible defender, still got to play. All right,
he still loved them.
Somehow he got to play. The only defender that I think he really didn't like is Nuno Tavares. That's it. He's the only one that got pulled after getting subbed, right? Even Fabio Vieira actually got some love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? So
the thing with
I don't know anybody named that. There's nobody in our team named that.
The thing with Zubimendi is if he's playing in midfield, he's a number 6. He's gonna receive a lot of ball from defenders. He's gonna receive a lot of ball from midfielders. So he's gonna play better if he can just retain the ball if we pass back.
His outburst at Trossard and his the last one, they look like a bit of a chink in the armor. You don't need to be doing that with a player like that. You know what I mean? That's not Arteta. It's like I think he is feeling pressure, and his couple of interviews, and I don't usually watch them because he don't tell you anything.
On fire.
We're on
fire.
Total waste of time watching. But his demeanor, he looks a bit meek, a bit battered. I don't know. But just think to myself, if you're in a situation heading into a semi-final, as it was in the league, gonna face your biggest opponent next week, you got to puff out your chest a bit, because what you're doing, it permeates to the team. Sat there looking all beat up and duffed up a little bit, and you know. Keep it off. I'm thinking that bleeds down. Yeah. That bleeds down.
Once again, he's learned nothing from the two managers that he should have learned a lot from. Right? I mean, he was captain. He was a captain for Wenger. He sat next to Pep, and everything all those years he was with those two guys, he's learned not a damn thing. Right? Yeah. Not a damn thing. I mean, he sat next to Pep. He sat next to Pep, and you've got like he would destroy Rodri if he played for us, right? He would destroy him, right? Haaland would be like, "What the world's going on here?" Right?
Yeah, as you said, Gary, he played under Arsene Wenger. He sat next to Pep, but he sets his teams up like David Moyes. So,
like the worst team he's been attributed. One of the worst teams he probably was involved with. In terms of what they've done in English football.
He learned he got to the class for defensive courses.
You know what? I think Pep let him leave, but he said you can't have he is opposite. He said you can leave, but I'm not giving you any of the offensive the chapters of the book.
Yes. They tore all the pages
Who
out.
else
Tony,
set by Pep?
what?
Who else set by Pep?
The guy who
Maresca, right?
Maresca, the guy who was the Leicester City and Chelsea manager. Yeah.
No, nope, that's not who I'm going for.
But he did sit next to him. You ask us for a name, we give you one, and you tell us no. He did sit next to him.
It starts with a K. It's
Colo
followed by
Toure.
an O.
Colo Toure.
No.
I'm giving you the answer.
Byron? Who's a
What?
Byron, Ray?
Company.
Vincent Company sat next to him. Vincent
All right,
Company is already a better manager than Arteta.
Well, you believe that, or do you believe the players at his disposal are just so good?
I think he's better because they go with tight wages. They don't overspend.
Yeah.
They have a monopoly in Germany, Tony. Come on,
I know
stop
they
it.
do.
It's not the same
They
thing.
do.
You can't compare Bayern Munich to Arsenal and go, all right, they're playing with equal deck here. It's not the
win
same
it every year.
right? It's not the same, Tony. Come on. I mean, they had enough money to buy Kane. It wasn't like they're not skimming here. They're not spending. You know, make it seem like they're not spending any money. They're spending money. Those players aren't going there for dirt for no money. Are you kidding me?
No, but
Nah.
there's not a bunch of these like 350,000. Most of them are.
Do you know what their salaries? I don't know what their salaries are. All right.
In Germany, it's probably a little bit lower than the Premier League.
Yeah.
I would think. Retroholic Gamer said, I agree with Arteta on his style to win gritty.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the problem. The problem I have, unlike George Graham, hasn't won it like so many players. Not brought fully into it. Hasn't brought players fully into it. I think that's the use of the squad that we're talking about here. Arsene Wenger tried to play pretty football for years and failed. It was time to go back to the 90s Arsenal. This is definitely a tactic that Arteta's employing. If I were Trossard, I would have yelled back, get better tactics, and then quit next whistle. No respect for Arteta, so he gets none back. Clueless. And Van Bronckhorst is at Liverpool. There's going to be an interesting style on the sideline, style of managers on the sideline for the Atletico Madrid game.
I do think that the manager and the coaching staff, they look like they're under pressure and showing. I mean, at one point it looked like not only Mikel Arteta but Albert and Gabriel Heinze and the other guy, the one that does the set pieces. There's like 4 people in the technical area.
Yeah,
it's like you know, and I think that kind of demeanor is not good for the team. Looking to those people, you know what I mean. You might be full of pressure, but it's how you play.
Yeah,
you know, we're in that last bit now. We're in that last little bit, and you can't be showing like cracks of pressure now. You know, stick to your guns. If this is how you want to play your football, stick to it and keep selling it to the team. If that's what you really believe by your convictions, because at the end of the season, live by it or buy it.
Like Thierry Henry said, show me that you can go to Manchester City and win. I don't mean to draw. That's what he said. I don't mean go there and draw.
I think about this manager. A lot of people, he's kind of the mind of, if you can't win the game, don't lose it. And he goes for that more often than not. That mentality of not losing the game, but not going to win. And I think that he has to change that against City. He's got to try and show them something.
Very dangerous.
Yeah.
The mentality is going to be very dangerous.
Draw, I'm not going to, I'm going to, obviously you want to win, but if you leave there with a draw, I'm not going to go mental because we're still in it. Right? We're still in it. Our loss would be, and the man as well.
Arsenal make us wait, Stan. Arsenal always make us wait. Against Bournemouth, they made us wait. Against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final, they made us wait. Southampton, away.
Okay. So Tony was talking about Bayern Munich and what they do and don't spend.
Yeah,
They spend more money in their weekly wages than we do.
Really?
the wage bill
Yeah, yeah.
is
Based
high.
on Capology, we spend 3.5 mil, 3.6 mil on a weekly payroll.
Wow.
They spend in euros 4.7, which if you round it down, if you change that into pounds, is about 4.1. So everything you're talking about, Tony, anything to do with money, no. They're spending more money than us, and they have a monopoly on
Really?
every player in Germany. If I told you the best players in Germany want to go where, they're going to go to Bayern Munich and sit on a bench, then they would play. Right? There's not too many
Probably.
Harlands that go to Dortmund and shine there. You know what I mean?
As BX said here, Diaz was on 50 to 70 a week at Liverpool, and
Yeah.
he left.
Yeah, he's
for
making
Fulham.
270,000 euros a week.
Right.
He's one of the top. He's the top seventh salary there. So yeah. So nah. They're spending just as much money as like City is in terms of like what they're putting out there, right?
Yeah. They get
I
the
mean,
best
and the top
players.
players want to go because you know what they know they can win all the domestic trophies and they have a chance to win a Champions League as
Yeah,
well.
and if
So
you're gonna be in the Champions League, you're gonna play well, and play yourself into form. And there's been a debate recently about, you know, who's the best placed in the Champions League? Is it the strength of the Premier League, being the best team in the Premier League, like Arsenal, or is it a team that can take it easy in their respective domestic league, like Bayern Munich or PSG? They know that playing at 75% in the
Wow.
season, they're going to win the league, their domestic league, but they will have something in the tank for the Champions League. You know,
Just say that Gary said that, and I looked, and I didn't realize. Actually, it says it operates at the two highest wage bills in world football. Bayern. I was
Yeah.
always led to believe German league weren't able to have players
Pulling power.
would in
Yeah.
the Premier League. So that's really something. And their weekly
Yeah,
bill is
I
in
think
euros
that has to be a recent change because
4.9 a week, approximately, compared to Arsenal's 3.9. Surprising.
Yeah.
I wonder how.
all right, I just to appease you, Tony. I went back to 2022 to see what their weekly salary was. Right, and it was what is this? What is it here? It was five. It was more. It was more than it is today. So no, it isn't just recent history. I mean, you go back 4 years, and they were still one of the still more. They're more than they are now. Then, you know.
Gary, don't you have a bike to go ride?
Oh, because I'm shutting you up about your nonsense today. Is that what it is?
No.
I like I said, it's hard to compare what City and Bayern and Real Madrid and PSG are doing, and then say Arsenal. Why can't you keep up with them? It's tough because we don't have the money, the monetary strength to do those types of things.
It
So
said
we have to be smart with our money,
here,
but we're not that smart with our money.
If you keep
says here
being mean to me,
fifth
Gary,
and ninth
you
grade.
got the door maybe WrestleMania Saturday or Sunday.
What?
It said that Bayern consistently two in the world, and Arsenal in the 5th to 9th range.
Yeah, I mean, nestle in amongst the likes of Chelsea or Manchester City, Manchester United might be up there. Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG. You know, we are amongst the heavyweights in Europe now, and a lot of people saying that we were strong enough and are strong enough this season to go on to win the competition. Yeah, I
For
mean we're
example, Harry Kane has 400 grand a week. Our highest is I'll have a player 300. Harry Kane another 100 a week for his services.
yeah.
But,
I want. Did
by
he
how
leave
much
on
is
a
that new
free?
soccer
I think he
contract?
left on a free. He left from Tottenham on a free. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why he's getting paid a lot of money, a lot of moolah. You know. Um,
It says that we have a but Bayern, their annual wage cost is 100 million euros higher than revenue. Interesting.
yeah.
Well, thanks for that, Gary. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even thought of that was, the story.
I think it used to seem like they would spend a lot of money on players and not pay their salaries, right? But I don't think that's the case. I mean, Real Madrid, I mean, everybody said, oh, they don't have to pay their players much, but I think they have the same thing. I think they pay top salaries there too, right?
But very
So
good at getting players to
yeah,
have to pay
Yeah.
transfer fee. The player Trent Alexander, for example.
Yeah.
very true. Yeah. Yeah, Real Madrid is more than anybody, but they're almost 6 million euros a week, which is almost double what we pay. I mean, just a little bit under double what we pay. You know what I mean? So when you
Half of that is probably just for Mbappe and Vinicius.
very true. You're right. I mean, they get about
Yep.
a million. They get over 1 million a week, euros.
So the question is in the Champions League. Like we started to say at the outset, are we just evaluating or underestimating what we can do in this competition?
We have to be. What we can do in the competition?
Yeah, in the semifinal. Are we undervaluing it as fans because we haven't
I
seen
think we have a chance to
sexy
get
football?
through. I
Yeah.
mean, I think Arteta has to, better man management, better playing, whatever approach he's going to take in the game, to take
Is
advantage of things. So
But
I think
but
there's a game plan out there that says we can get something out of the game. Will Arteta adhere to it? That's the thing. He
does
doesn't.
does Simeone act in the similar ways to Arteta on the touchline?
it, Simone
Diego
is
Simeone.
way more emotional than what Arteta is.
Yeah, so that's going to be an extra. Um, it's almost like 12 versus 12 when the game starts. There's going to be Arteta and there's going to be Simeone on the sideline.
I'm just looking at this. Most of the game, all of the at least extended highlight games in the quarterfinals, and all the other games was really exciting. Ours was just boring. Games, I'm like, wow, good stuff coming fine. And
Didn't you feel guilty, Sam?
Literally just strung another game.
You know what? If you got insomnia,
like chloroform.
if you got insomnia, describe
real
Arsenal.
Yeah, but didn't you feel
Sam.
guilty watching? Didn't you feel guilty watching Arsenal, knowing there was better football on the other
I don't
side?
feel guilty.
Stan.
I feel guilty watching somebody else. I'm not watching. I had both games on anyways, but one was on the big screen, one was on the smaller screen. So
Which one was on the big screen?
not Real Madrid, not a Bayern Munich and
Gary, Real Madrid, who went up,
PSG.
they played good
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
Damn, went out. Fuck.
Eh,
Looking at us, how would we fare against that? How would we fare against that team that just went out? How would we? Or is it that our style is so,
and
chloroform FC? We just smother them out and leave with 1-0. And even they're like, how did that happen? And Mbappe's like, what? Everyone, what? It's like, yeah, Arsenal go through. It's like, you fuckers. They're angry. It happens.
It took Real Madrid 37 seconds to score yesterday.
Yes, it did. Assisted by the goalkeeper.
Well, of course it was.
Yeah,
What
but
do we know? Of course, it was like they didn't plan that. That's a mistake. You make it
yeah,
sound like, oh, they went out there and like they scripted this play that the goalkeeper would just make a mistake and cough
yeah,
up the ball like that. I don't.
yeah,
That's a mistake. I,
Yeah, but in the pre-match stuff that they were showing how they would block and do that stuff.
prone to give up
It,
chances, right?
it showed the pressing. It talked about the pressing and
Yeah,
stuff, and that's how they got that goal was pressing and good kick and got a
yeah.
goal in 37 seconds.
So, is Atletico the best draw for us? Atletico Madrid could have been Bayern Munich, could have been PSG.
we put ourselves in a situation about what we did in the league play. So I
In the
don't I
brackets.
don't have an issue with where we are. We did what we need. Like one, we wanted to make sure we got it there, and we were able to win all our games. I mean, be? Why should we feel like we did something wrong? That's what they want us to do. They want us to feel like we did something wrong by winning all of our league games, which then comes with some added benefits in terms
Yeah,
of who you do or don't play. If you looked at how things played out, we could have played even worse teams in instead of Leverkusen, right? So it
yeah,
is what it is. Why I don't this
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know why we shouldn't have to feel bad about who we're playing. We put ourselves in
I
that
want
situation.
to.
Everybody talks about creating your own luck, right?
Yeah,
By winning most games in the league play, we got the luck of the draw,
draw
right? Because the
the
odds
bracket.
were in our favor that we would get the worst teams, and we did.
Yeah,
Going
yeah.
in. So I don't
Um,
know.
no,
Why should you feel bad about that?
I agree with you. And some say, did you want Barca? Did you want Atletico Madrid? I didn't want Barca. I think that they're a very dangerous team. So Atletico Madrid, we pick our poison and see what we get. I want to flip, unless anyone, I want to flip to
Just
the,
before you, I just
yeah,
going to say, as much a team deciding to have a bad day before and get into funk, it can be just as quick to climb out of it and go on a run. You never know with football.
yeah.
You
And we
know what I
could,
mean? It doesn't necessarily mean that the next game is going to be a stinker. Who knows?
yeah. I
Next
want to
game,
highlight
you know,
to back up what you're saying, Stan. I want to say we passed really badly against Bournemouth, and we didn't play well at all. It got punished. I think our passing was a lot better against Sporting. And then in the last 15 minutes, when he did bring Martinelli off and Trossard on and Max Damon on, we controlled the last 15, 20 minutes of that game.
Yeah,
Where
But
Sporting,
they
part of
showed
that
they
is
showed like a field tilt of how that looked after we had made the subs for
yeah.
Trossard and Havertz, and it was all us. So
So
if you want to see out a game, that's the way to do it, huh?
that's the control,
speaking of
right?
Max Dalman, right? Does that mean that Dalman starts?
he should.
Well,
Yeah.
do you think if that's the situation, right? Let's say Madueke and Saka are not available, would he go with it and start Dalman, or will do one of them weird ones where it would be like maybe Jesus?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Start.
What's
Or
interesting about that is a lot of people feel we should.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of people feel.
Martinelli played on the right side
Yeah.
during the game.
Yeah.
Do you think
a lot
he'd
of
go
people
that
feel
route,
like
or do you think he'll go, no, Max, you're up, you're third in line?
Listen, he's 16 a 16-year-old against your biggest rival. It would be like putting Kepa, not as bad as putting Kepa out there, but it would be similar to. Gary, you were going to say something?
No, I was just gonna say a lot of people have been saying if we're gonna go with a more technical lineup, right?
But
Technical lineup would have some people's eyes would be
Trossard.
Trossard,
uh,
Havertz, and Jesus. and
Yeah.
Eze behind them. So that's what some people would think, would be basically the front four attack if you're
Yeah.
going to go technical, because those are more of our technical players. And Dalman, of course, is in that list, but he's 16. So would you want to put him in that situation? Probably not,
No.
right? So
No, that'd be a tough one.
You seen what he did when he started it? The other game versus Sporting,
Yeah.
he was fine out there. He
Yeah.
wasn't.
Sofa score says he starts on the right. So there you go. Sofa score has him down as a right winger in Arsenal, going up against
I'd rather us with
Ait Nori.
those three players. I'd rather go Trossard on the left, Havertz on the right, and Jesus as a false nine, or Jesus on the right and Havertz as a false nine. But I'd go that way with a nine, because these kind of players, I think they're more comfortable. I think.
Right. I'd even stick Eze out there.
We always have its favourite position. We bought him as a midfielder. Him playing there, he's fallen into the role of playing as a. But we bought Perez, so our most expensive player doesn't seem to have starting. Everyone fit. Where does he start? If you're going to start Perez, he ain't starting.
Yeah.
Not getting in now. So where is Havertz? And he's the highest paid player. Money on my money, but you know what I'm saying. That sort of shows standing in the pecking order and where you are. But if everyone fit, it's quite a conundrum.
Yeah.
But everybody's not fit. That's the problem, right?
Hey, pal.
Everybody's not fit, so that's why, you're gonna have. I think at some point you have to get tactical of how you decide to line up this squad. Like Madueke and Martinelli on the wings that should just be like that experiment isn't working. Arteta, we should never see that again. Same thing with Kepa. We should never see Kepa again. You know what I mean? It's just certain things that we should never see. But Arteta's gonna probably show that we're gonna need but yeah yep
It's quite,
yeah
we do have options in attacking areas. Gabriel Martinelli, Trossard, Saka.
Yeah, but they're not like outstanding options.
And somehow it does. Madueke, and we've got that. There's quite a lot of names, but for whatever reason, it don't seem right. Something's not clicking. I don't know what. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eze, he has good. Eze, he has some good. Again, there's some consistency lacking. I mean, a lot of people say that has that defensive mind. He built the team from a defense up, but it's quite obvious that by the last moment, like an Eze, spending money on Gyökeres, he's trying to lie. Do you know what I mean? Those are players that are supposed to creatively and he went there. Right, Madueke is a player. He's not a conservative player. He does run the ball out a lot, but he does run.
Yeah, a player.
I think he's showing that he's trying to go there. If you know what I'm getting at, he's not saying like they all have to be robots.
Yeah,
I know that need a little sympathy, but for whatever reason,
went off.
For whatever those have been, okay, Victor's got 10 goals, but Eze and Madueke have been very cold.
Yeah, Madueke went off with that injury as well, so we don't know what he's going to look like on Sunday.
They said that there is it's a dead leg, so they said it's nothing.
It should be okay.
But even when Saka was news also. Even when Saka was available, he was a.
The latest news on
thinking, can we look at Madueke? Even when Saka was fit, he was like, let's have a look at Madueke. Yeah. There's nothing going on here. let's check out this other new guy. That's how it was. And
The
Saka's
latest news is
cowboy. Right?
Saka won't make it. That Saka won't make it, but Timber might make it on Sunday. That's the latest news, you know. Dipping in and out of competition a little bit. I wanted to switch tactics or tracks toward the referee, and it was pointed out very validly. Alonso, I'll go to you. Talk about Champions League.
Ray, before we move on,
I did not watch the game on yesterday, so I was at work. But I mean, so I saw the last maybe 20 minutes of it at work.
Yeah.
And the way that he was making these calls, I kind of figured that it was going that way the whole game, and it was going more so, I think, toward Lisbon's way than Arsenal's way, by telling how it was the last, I think, 15 minutes or 20 minutes of the game. Because I also listened on the radio version of the game. So, because like at the end of the game, you know, you didn't know Spain was still threatening to score a goal at the very end, and I think you guys were talking about how Arteta's been so defensively lately, and I think I mentioned this on Sunday how they're not able to score because they're too busy trying to defend, and they leave it late sometimes. And it's just I forgot what pundit it was where they look like the least convincing first place team in the whole of all time. It seems like as they're explaining it, because they lack that killer instinct, and I think you guys talked about it on Sunday as well. That I elaborated more so than I did the whole year, I guess. But yeah, it's quite worrisome, and you know that's when failure is going to happen on Sunday. Is that they're just going to sit back and defend the whole game, and if we're lucky, we're going to get. If Arsenal are lucky, they're going to get a counter attack goal or a set piece goal, and you know anyway. But the referees were quite telling, I think on Wednesday, and could be again on Sunday.
Yeah. The referees. You're talking about the referees now, yeah? Is that what you were saying, Alonso?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
I hear you.
Were you talking about the referees?
Are we even on the air?
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know what's happening.
I don't know, maybe you can just repeat what you said a minute ago.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, it seemed like the whole year, like, you know, Arsenal haven't gotten the right calls either way in Premier League and Premier League. It seems like that's that bias, you know, that I'm afraid on Sunday it's gonna happen again, where Manchester you're gonna get all the calls going their way, and we get a foul every so often, you know, because that's just how things have gone this year, and not only Arsenal play, but the whole league. It seems like there's a bias against Arsenal more so than other teams, and that's the point I'm trying to make.
I feel, yeah, and that's why you threw me a little bit because I wanted to talk about referees in Champions League, but I'll expand it to the Premier League as well. No, you're fine.
Yeah, well,
that's why I had that disconnect.
Either way.
No, I think we've insulated ourselves in the Premier League from those refereeing decisions now. They haven't felt, for me at least, they haven't felt as critical this season. And we've ridden some of those controversial incidents, right? I mean, there was even one against Sporting where there was a hand on the waist from Mascara. It could have been a penalty. You know, everyone's trying to blow it up like it was a huge incident. Could have been a penalty. Arsenal could have gone out of the competition there. I feel like our squad has been built up now, Alonso, where in the Premier League at least we're insulating ourselves from these decisions, and we've gotten away with a few as well. That's true. I think the PTSD from previous seasons is still there a little bit, and we're just waiting for the shoe to drop a little bit. You know what I mean? Which is never a good thing, right? Because we had Michael Oliver on Saturday for Bournemouth, and whilst he didn't really affect the game negatively for Arsenal, we still lost the game, right? So we're going to the Etihad. We need really really good officiating, and I think it's what Anthony Taylor is going to be the referee, and you see the stats historically. We've not done well with Anthony Taylor as the referee, you know. But I do hope that refereeing on Sunday is not going to negatively impact the game. You know,
Did you like how against Sporting we had the same set of referees for both games?
I think that's a good thing because what the referee then starts to understand is the personal duels between the
Yeah.
players. You know, and the history of the competition, history of what's happening. What did you all think about Camavinga's red card? What did you all think about that? And what did you think of maybe about the referee for Arsenal, who seemed to be very, he seemed to let Sporting be physical with us and let a
Yeah,
lot of,
but we were too though. I mean,
I don't
we're
think so. Their left back basically was killing Madueke for 2.5 games, and it got his finally got a yellow when Dowman went down.
yes.
So no, I don't think the referee was playing it even. I don't think we were bringing their plays down like that entire game.
Yeah, he
I don't
seemed to
think
let a
he
lot
had like
go
he had
for
like four or
Lisbon.
five fouls in that first game, and not a yellow in sight. All right, and
Yeah.
I think we got a yellow before they did. So nah, I hear what you're saying, but nah, I don't think it was in that sense that didn't like it.
The one
But
where
he let things go both ways. But that that's one of the things that sticks out of my mind in terms of like, you know what, that play you needed to like give him a yellow to calm him down a little bit, because they definitely got they get the benefit of that, right? Madueke could get by a lot of people, but when a guy's all over him like that, he can't do much, right?
yeah.
So
There was a question here from Tiger as well. What about the Martinez hair pulling on DCL? I mean, I think that's a red
I didn't
card for me
see
anyway.
that. I heard about it. I didn't see it.
yeah, I think
Uh,
it's a red card. Yeah, people are like it wasn't.
a hard. There
It
wasn't a
wasn't. It
hard
was. It
pull.
didn't pull it that hard. I'm like,
Yeah,
but if I stud you on your knee, it's a red card, regardless of whether I draw blood or you get a nick or anything like that, because it's dangerous play, right? So why does it matter if you pull somebody's hair? He pulled his hair. He didn't like it wasn't like accidentally tugged it or something. No, he pulled his hair. Right? You don't. No, not too many players I could think can say I didn't realize I was pulling his hair.
yeah,
If
and
you're in a
that's the
man bun,
picture.
you're kind of for that, really.
Well, see that's there's a movement out there that
You
says
would say that, Stan. You would
yeah,
say
yeah.
that.
No, you can't. Yeah, no.
Stan did. Stan plays. He fights dirty.
No, that's nah, nah,
Dan uses
nah,
dark
nah,
arts.
nah. That's
That's
not.
the
That's
butcher of
not something you want to
Amsterdam.
say too loud, Stan. All
Yeah,
right.
that's the butcher. That's Lisandro Martinez, the butcher of Amsterdam.
Yeah. No, because think about it. Remember when Eddie and Kedia came in and got the straight red on the
Yeah,
knee when he stuck his leg out?
yeah.
Was that a malicious
No,
foul? No, it was dangerous. Did it
yeah.
matter how hard he hit him? No.
And the worst
He
thing
got, he got the red.
pundit can say is that's an orange. That's an orange card. There's
Yeah.
no such thing as an orange card. There's a yellow card or a red card. You know.
Hmm.
The Champions League pundits did say it's critical to not go a man down, not go a player down in Champions League. So discipline is going to be very important as well in the Champions League semi-final against Atletico
Yes.
Madrid.
Ray,
Yeah.
why are you talking about that on the 20th anniversary coming up next month of Lehman getting a red card, and we outplayed him for like 73 minutes or whatever.
It's foreshadowing, so it doesn't happen, right? That's what I would think anyway.
Are we still doing the watch along, Ray?
If we get to the final, we'll do a watch along just for you, on a Sunday maybe or something like that, right? What do we think
Stan,
about
have you
the?
ever watched it back?
No,
What?
we talked about this.
What 2006 Champions League? Have you
No.
ever went back and rewatched that?
Tony, stop it.
I
No.
have.
Stan, he's putting a
No.
fist in line.
No.
He's throwing out he's putting some line in the water. Don't bite. Don't bite.
Leave.
Don't bite, Stan.
Don't not think about it.
I'm the hooky, Stan.
He's throwing the chum in the water.
I don't want to talk about it. Talk about that.
At least he didn't bite like Suarez, lol. Yeah, just saying Eddie and Getty, it brings up more Arteta stubbornness from the past. Yeah, our bench was a bit weak for the Sporting game. Yeah, I won't be doing a watch along on Sunday. I'll be hiding behind the couch. Because anything can happen on Sunday, literally.
So will you have a sound up when you're hiding behind your couch, Ray?
Yeah, the sound up, exactly.
You gotta watch. You gotta watch it. I want to. If you don't watch it, then you might miss. You might miss the good part, right?
I can see it between.
And then if you do watch it, you might watch the bad part. So, but you know what? This is what we signed up for, though, right?
Yes. We wanted this, Gary. We've been doing this for a few years now.
We've been asking for this, right?
Yes.
All of us on this channel, all of us on this screen right now, wanted to be in a situation where we had a chance to win two of the biggest trophies out there, and we are in a situation where we are essentially 8 games away from winning everything that everybody wanted, right? 8 games. That's all it takes.
A unique double.
9 games. Or 8 games. I think it's 8 games. Yeah.
And Tony wanted to be part of a knockout competition called the Champions League.
See with what this team is made of. They can stand up and you see what they're made of. And we shouldn't run kind of tests, shouldn't hide from them. We have to go and do these things, right?
Yeah.
The one that Etihad, right there.
It's been like 12 or 13 years. Cazorla and Giroud, I think.
Ramsey.
Right, Alonso?
And Ramsey as well. Theo.
Ramsey. 3-0, was it?
I think so.
Theo Walcott.
Wow. Or Shamak. Marwan Shamak.
Yeah, hit Marno, man.
Yeah, so listen, important to have that discipline. Okay, going back to the Premier League, we've got 6 games left. I think 84 points will win us the Premier League. 84 points. 14 more points from 6 games.
So what is that? How many games? How many wins is that?
4 wins and 2 draws from the last 6. Because
but what's the next game? What did you get? What do you have? So that's a draw or win in the next game.
You want me to harder ahead?
Give us both.
My head says the draw. My heart says a win. I think it'll be a draw.
If we play for a win, then we might get the draw.
Yeah.
But if we play for the draw,
it's going to be very, very tough.
Arteta's already shown us what happens when he plays for a draw. He's
I don't think
2-0 twice back-to-back games.
Yeah, I don't think we capitulate like Chelsea, but I also can't really see us winning up there. And if we do win, as Stan asked earlier, how are we going to win? I think it'll be a set piece goal from Gabriel or Saliba scoring the goal. You know, what I mean? Something like the Newcastle win earlier this season.
But isn't it crazy? Gabriel gets one more goal and he's tied as the most goals from a defensive player ever at Arsenal.
Yeah, and I think he will score another goal before the end of the season.
And we have to remember Kolasinac played on the as a fullback and not as a center back. So a lot of that before he went into the midfield.
Or a wing back.
Yeah, or a wing back.
All right, Tony, your prediction for Sunday.
I don't think we're gonna win.
Well, anybody surprised? Anybody surprised by that? By that guess there?
At least he is consistent. I have to say he's consistent. You know,
What's gonna happen, Tony? We win it.
Tony's going for the "I told you so" stakes. That's what Tony's going.
I have just to me you isn't it insanity when you keep seeing the same thing and it happens over and over again? Why are we expecting anything?
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day. Yeah, but I think at some point a team has to stand up for itself and say this is going to be our time. You know, we've seen all the teams that have come through do this. You know what I mean?
Clear the air talks. We
at one point, City beat Chelsea. At one point, City beat Liverpool. You know, at one point, Liverpool beat City. So, you know, these cycles come through. We've been talking about these windows and these cycles for this Arsenal team. You know, it's been 3 or 4 seasons now where we've not been able to dine at the top of the table. We've had to take the second class carriage on the train. It's time to step up to first class, I believe. No more economy for us. You know, whether Mr. Tom would watch this and say, that entitled prick. As he would.
I want to be first class on one of those Emirates Airlines. Have you seen those, Ray? What first class looks like in one of those?
No, I don't roll in your lifestyle, in your world.
Just look up Emirates Airlines and you'll see my photos.
I got like first class one time when I think I was in Seattle or Portland, Oregon, and I was like, all right, cool. I got first class, but I was on the bulkhead, so it's first class, but I couldn't lean back, and it's like, all right, this sucks. But then they landed in Atlanta, and I had a connecting flight to Orlando, and then I got on one of those big jumbo jets or whatever, with the like 180-degree seats.
Yeah.
That 50-minute flight, that was the best sleep I've ever gotten on a plane.
You didn't want to get off when they landed, did you?
No, I did not. I did not. So, like, if you can lay down a plane like that, yes.
Please set your bed to the upright position.
It was cool, but yeah, yeah. Anyway, I have to go with my tried and true 2-0. That's what I
2-0.
I want a clean sheet, and I want
upgrading.
I want distance from them in terms
You've upgraded the 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Yeah,
it's 2-0 and a clean sheet.
Yeah.
You don't ask for much.
I'm not asking for much.
A clean sheet.
Hey, you haven't scored like 2 goals in how long? How about it? How about it on Sunday? When's the last time we scored 2 goals? Anybody? Anybody know? It's not a lot.
Everton, a month ago.
Yeah.
With Dowman.
So there you go. So maybe Dowman helps us get 2 goals on the weekend.
They should get Tony in to do the team talks. Okay, that's back to go home.
As bad as
I would
as bad as we're
be
playing
I have
football,
to go home.
our
Have a good night.
as bad as our football has been, our Premier League form versus City, we have one more point than they do.
Yeah,
Get one of the team.
yeah. Please take me. I'll be. Take me with you, please.
This is
Oh,
what
there's the
first
basement.
class.
That's
That's
Tony's
what first
basement.
class looks like on Emirates Airlines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They have flights that actually have like a bed, and they have
Yeah, I know
seats.
they
So
do.
you actually can you actually have your own bedroom, but then you also have the seats that you can sit in like the regular folk, you know.
Uh-huh.
So
Henri wants Arsenal to go and win it at the Etihad. He talked. He talked. Well, I think he felt like he had to talk positively about Arteta, and he believes in what they're doing.
mm.
But then he also said,
God.
go and win at the Etihad." You know what I mean? Um, they should get Tony in to do the team talks. Okay, lads, pack up and go home. At least he says, "Have a good
We
night."
didn't
At the
ask
end of it.
everybody their predictions.
Yeah, waiting
You
for
didn't ask
yours.
Alonso.
I asked Alonso, and
You
I
asked
was
me.
coming around to you. But Alonso keeps turning his camera off. He's in
I'm
witness
eating.
protection.
He's
It's not one
playing
of
peekaboo. Are you in bed with a box of pizza?
Yeah, he went to bed with a box of pizza, like laying on a pillow.
Oh man.
I messed. I
Put his
messed
stomach out.
Tony disappears.
Put his stomach out.
I wonder what
Tony was
Lawrence is
missing
doing
for a
now.
while, and I come back and fucking Lawrence is there. Come on,
I'm
Ray.
dead.
What were you thinking?
I wonder what Lawrence is doing now. He's probably on his cup of tea after having three
You should have
courses.
seen the guy yesterday trying to get on Gary's stream.
He's probably
One
eating
of the
grapes.
super Arteta out guys. Gary's like, nope.
Sean has joined.
Hello,
Sean has
Sean.
joined us. Welcome, Sean. I'll lose my shit if Unai Emery wins the Europa League with Villa, and we end up with 0 trophies this season. Just another thing that's been on my mind. So recently,
You know what? If that happens, then at least I think everybody might be happy with what happens next, right? If Arteta comes out of this thing with no trophies, then everybody will get what they want,
yeah.
right?
So
Everybody wants a new man in charge. I'll be surprised if he comes back after that. I don't know. As a owner of a team, how can you watch your team finish second 4 years in a row and go, you know what? I don't think I need to change anything. Everything looks just fine.
Are we in favor of opening up competitions to mid-table teams? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
West Ham recently won Conference League. Chelsea won a Conference League. There's no Champions League teams dropping down from the Champions League into the Europa League. It makes the Europa League easier to win, in essence. Tottenham won the Europa League.
Is it helping? What team has it helped?
Now they're about to get relegated.
You know
Winning a trophy.
what team has taken any of those trophies and gotten that significantly better?
No, none.
Like Chelsea's supposed to be competing for a league now, right? They just won. They're the world champions. They won a European trophy. Where are they now? They're fighting to get top 5.
They're fighting to get
right?
top 5, and it's been opened up to 5 now.
And you know what? And if you win the Europa League, what do you get?
A trophy.
I didn't come in.
You get a Champions League too, so it could be 6.
Yeah.
Those what games? What days?
I didn't come here to talk about the league. Them days are gone. All them days to going out that fucking Karabag and out of Mongolia and all Them days are gone, man. We should
Yeah.
forget about that.
This is the place to be. The Champions League is the place to be, right?
Ray, do you remember my motto during that time when we were in Europa?
Waka waka.
Yeah. Hey, Sean, Sean. That is progress. It's not the progress we want, but it is progress. If you look up progress,
Take it to a final.
do better than you did last season, right?
Yeah.
Basically, in terms of football,
And you have
that's
a
what
chance.
we would have done.
Hey, you can flip me up. You have a chance to win the Champions League. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chance to win the Champions League.
Ray and Stan, fuck Thursdays. I mean, it was horrible. I hated being
why
on
only
fucking
Ray and
Thursdays.
Stan? Do you think I want Thursdays? What is up
Me
with that?
too. I don't want
Why are you
Thursdays
picking
either,
on?
man.
Why are you picking on me and Lonzo?
He just cut you out. Those.
You think we don't? You think we like
forgot we
Thursday
exist.
football?
He forgets we exist, Gary. It's okay. I'm used to it.
How could you do Alonzo like that,
I
Tony?
know exactly. What's
Yeah,
that all
man.
about? Come on.
I mean, I'm like your biggest supporter, Tony.
And I don't like you.
Your last
I
one.
get why you gave me that.
All right, Stan. Prediction for Sunday.
Well, I got to be. I don't think we're going to win. I want us to. Obviously.
Head and heart. Yeah.
I think we'll be lucky there with the draw. And if you run out of there with a draw, I'd be like, okay.
But a draw is like a win in this case.
If we get crushed, man. I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need to find a solution for the press.
I'm not glad that that's going to happen, but I just feel like, man, some of those attacking players on the City team, man, they look really good. Even though they've back O'Reilly guy, man, he keeps popping up the goals all the time, doesn't he? O'Reilly.
We need to match. We need to match their physicality and their duels. Win the duels. Yeah.
Left back, Bryce.
Yeah.
What? That's not normal.
Yeah.
That's not even allowed.
No. No.
So.
This Arsenal team needs to be ready. We know what they're going to do. Those forward players are going to press our defenders. David Raya is going to doesn't need to have the ball for 36 times.
Maybe Arteta will learn, or maybe he won't. But you know,
we can if we're being pressed that high, why can't we go over the top? Why can't we play balls between those players into our midfield and have a plan to transition on that press? You know, so yeah, this will be a really key game for Mikel Arteta, who will have had enough videotape to watch on Man City and the way they've been playing recently. That Chelsea game last weekend and the Carabao Cup final. Thursday night football at the Emirates wasn't that bad. I was actually able to get tickets to go.
Whenever Arsenal,
Europa League, baby.
When Arsenal beat City right back in 2014-15 season,
yeah.
What was it? Francis Coquelin on that team?
Yeah, well, probably, yeah.
Right. So he added when he came back on the team. He added physicality to that team. My hope is that if Arteta were smart, right, he'd had that game and had the players watch that game and see how we beat that City team, because that City team was really good at that time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they do it now, but just watch some tape of that game and have them see how they won that game at the Etihad, because those games like that are very important to have around. I'm just saying that in hindsight, because I think that on our best day, if everyone were up for it, I think we could beat City 2-1.
Yeah, but it's going to take a huge performance. It's going to take a lot. Stan, you're on your way. You're making your exit.
I'm off. So
Thanks.
sure. Have a good one. I don't know if you're going
Cheers,
to
mate.
Let's see.
do. We can do one on Sunday.
Uh,
Maybe let me know if you're thinking about doing one. It's going to be quite
Are you gonna
important.
try
It's gonna
to
be a big
join?
day. There'll be a lot of
Are
football
you gonna
this
try to
weekend.
join
Cheers.
Russ and?
We'll do.
Yeah.
So good luck, everyone.
Yeah.
Good.
Hopefully,
You
night.
have to join us for
night.
WrestleMania watch along, Stan.
Probably on Sunday.
we have.
Time,
Yeah,
not Saturday.
Russ will be there for an hour, then Alonso will be there the whole time. So.
Yeah, I think
Well.
I'll join on Sunday, the Sunday one. All right, mate.
Me too.
Cheers.
Take care.
Adios,
Yeah, see
Ben.
ya.
See ya.
Ciao. Slán as they say. Yeah, listen, it's going to be a huge game on Sunday. And you know, I don't know. It's one that I'm excited to see, but I'm also a little bit wary. And maybe that's what big games are all about, Gary. You know.
Yeah, this is what we signed up for as fans.
Yeah.
To have a chance to kind of win it all or lose it, you know.
Well, we failed against them in the Carabao Cup final. I wanted to progress in the FA Cup so we could have a big game in a semi-final or a final, and that didn't happen. Big games are going to be happening in the Champions League, and of course on Sunday we have a huge game against Pep Guardiola's team at the Etihad, and you know it's one of those games where Declan Rice in his interview said they don't really hear the noise. They don't really care about the noise. They're just going to do what they do.
That right there is the problem. Arteta hears everything, and he doesn't need to be concerned about anything else but to get his team, getting his team to play some good football. That's it.
Yeah.
He's too busy worrying about. I think he worries about too many other things, right?
Yeah.
He's worried about the football.
The injuries are such that Sean's asking for a predicted 11, and I was just about to say the injuries are such that the team might actually just pick itself because of the injuries, you know. So we all agree it's going to be David Raya. Let's just shout out the team ourselves, right? David Raya, Gabriel and Saliba,
Rice and Zubimendi. So there's your spine,
Rice, Zubimendi.
right?
Like it or not,
Eze will be there, right? I don't think anybody has a question about Eze.
Eze will be there. So Victor Gyökeres or Havertz?
Well, that's the question. Yeah.
I would probably start with Havertz myself, but I don't know. It's not that I think one
Gyökeres has been hot, Ray. Why wouldn't you start him?
It's not that
I think you just need to change something up. So whatever it is, we need to change it up. Gyökeres coming off the bench isn't as damning as Trossard coming off the bench. You know what I mean? So
and he's just played the full game on the Wednesday.
No, he can't start.
But you got to think about this as well, Tony. He's just played the full game on Wednesday. Havertz didn't, So
who's your left?
Oh, he only played 60 minutes. Ray? So if you want to put it really, he didn't play. He came off at the 59th minute.
That's right, because he was coming off, and I was thinking, yeah, you're protecting him for Sunday, but we haven't finished.
Who's that be your left and right wingers? Right?
All right, so hopefully Timber comes back from injury and is ready to go. Although, obviously, it will be a bit of a doubt. His fitness might be a question. Ben White might have to play some minutes. Mosquera might have to play some minutes. And yeah, I agree. Calafiori should probably play if fit as well. Otherwise, I'm good with either Hincapie or even Miles Lewis Skelly.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about the way the team is set up. Any one of those players, I think, could play for us, right?
Yeah,
and we're not losing much.
Much. Now, then that just means the wingers, right? Who's going to be on the wings? Trossard for me, and yeah, I'd probably go with that one. Even though I kind of said it's tough to put a 16-year-old out there to start the game, but I think with 10 games left in the season, you have to give youth a chance. Give Max Salmon a chance.
And he doesn't have a tired legs. He doesn't. He's not carrying nearly 4,000 minutes. Like
It'd be
Rich
something,
does.
like I said, it'd be a change, be something different. And you know what? If it
Doesn't
doesn't
have
work
any
out, you
feel.
can always pull him. It's not like you weren't going to pull him any. It's not like you're going to give him, 60, 70 minutes anyways, probably, right?
Yeah.
So if you pulled him up at halftime because it wasn't working out or whatever, so be it. You try something different, and then you have another rested player coming on that might actually do something. So, you know,
Yeah. I want to see Rice in the six and Mazur Skelly and Eze ahead of him. Yeah, we kind of missed. If Mazur Skelly would missed his forays into down the left wing, and being part of the attack as well. We kind of missed a little bit of that this season.
Yeah.
Lonzo's
Yeah, I think MLS could do well in midfield, but Arteta's got to take some risks, man. You know, he can't not hold back on his youth anymore.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna give Dominic a chance, why not give Miles Lewis a chance? I mean, so they're up
where
for
are
it.
you giving him a chance?
Midfield.
Risk
In
and
Or
risk.
midfield, where he
left back.
hasn't played at all this season.
Gary, you gotta take that chance, man. I mean,
No, I get that. I get it taking a chance, but not where he's never played. He's
But
not
isn't
played.
that a problem being risk adverse?
Do we invert anymore? You
yeah,
know, do we invert anymore? We stop doing that?
you should
Was
No.
invert.
As
Skelly?
much as I want change, I don't think I want that just yet because I think he
Well,
should. I think he should have gotten those minutes already by now. That's a problem. I think Arteta held him back, and he should have already gotten those minutes. That's the problem.
Yes, Ray, we're still using our fullbacks as wing backs.
that's
Right.
no,
And the
I
Champions
don't.
League, the Champions League is a knockout competition, Tony.
Tony, because a fullback goes forward does not make them wing backs.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. They overlap. That's part of their jobs are overlap.
It
Sit
doesn't
back and get
matter
our
if they're
popcorn, Gary.
Yeah, I'm
doesn't
gonna have to
matter
go
if
too
you're
myself.
on the
I might not get
touchline
to
or
catch all of this.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up soon anyway. So, I know it's getting late there, right? We got one more day in this week, in this work week, and then we get some football.
Yes, sir.
And let's savor it. Let's savor this. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, at some
We should-
point, Arteta has to have faith in his guys to do the job.
He has faith in half the team, the
That's the
defenders,
issue.
the
And
defensive ones. No lie about that.
or set pieces, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if by some miracle we're winning the last 20, 30 minutes, Norgard better get some minutes. Listen, I
I
understand
seriously
we
want to
should've
shoot
used Norgard-
somebody if we
we
do
should've
any more
used Norgard
fucking
more,
short kicks.
but he's not top quality. He can do a job, but you put Norgard in there against Turkey and Rodri and Bernardo Silva. That's tough.
Well, that's because they didn't have playing time.
We're going around in senseless circles under Arteta. What's that, Alonso?
And Nurgard could do a job. It's just that he doesn't have playing time because again, Arteta doesn't play his backups enough.
You don't choose to give him minutes in the biggest game of the season in the Premier League.
That's what Brentford did last year. So I don't buy that. I don't buy that, Ray. Like that's what Brentford did last year.
That's what?
That's what Brentford did last year.
Brentford? You're comparing us to Brentford?
No, I'm not comparing Brentford, Gary. You're putting words in my mouth.
You just said Brentford did it, didn't you?
Right, yeah, I did. But
so you're asking us to be like Brentford, right?
My point being is that Brentford used him last year as a captain and as a midfielder. So
but
he should be ready to play.
I want Norgard to start if he can, but Arteta's not doing that. So yeah, I'm with you on Norgard playing, but you said it's Skelly in midfield, right?
But
No,
Ray, isn't that inexcusable that he has less than 90 Premier League minutes?
Yes, but you don't rectify it by putting him in against Manchester City at the
but
Etihad on Sunday.
my point I'm trying to make is that if Arteta signed him, then what was the point all this time?
That is definitely the question. Very,
Yeah.
very important question. Yeah, you're right.
That
And
is a question for you're against Aston Villa. You're leading 4-1 or 3-1 against Aston Villa when we beat them. That is a question for when we're leading against Tottenham at home 3-0 as they scored 3 goals. Do you know what I mean? These are the times when you preserve the legs a little bit of some of our players by using Norgard and giving him minutes in those last 15,
Reserving
20-minute
legs,
games.
right?
You use a player, you use a number 6, you use a defensive midfielder to close out results, specifically in the league. And you can do it in cup competitions too. But that's when you use Norgard. You can't bring him to the Etihad and think he's going to. I'd love to be wrong
Talking
on
about
Sunday.
reserve legs like, with the one-legged fella, right?
Yeah,
like to me, I Happy wants Rice the six because
right.
I think Zubimendi has been extremely worn out by the style of the league and by the way Arteta has set up his tactics and all that. And it shows that he's had mistakes that have kind of cost Arsenal in a way that they lead to goals. So with Rice, he's more composed. He knows how Man City play, and to me, this is why I think we miss Moreno because Moreno's more physical. He can win duels. He's tall, and he can score if you push him up front.
Yes.
And we take that for granted once he was gone for the season, or at least majority of the season. I don't know when he's coming back, but that hurt a lot. And when you have Odegaard, who's going to miss this game as well, Eze needs to step up big time. I think this game will define Eze's season because he's capable of making that great shot and also great pass for that matter.
Yeah.
So
how do you think? Yeah, how do you think Eze feels when Michael Olise is doing that in Champions League?
Well, that's a sign of again Arteta playing too defensively, not letting these guys have to break.
Yeah. Because Eze is capable, and we've seen him do it in Champions League. He scored a great goal in one of the previous rounds, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, I know we could be a physical measure. We've been in the opening rounds or
Right, but
season or whatever you call it. But
different time of year. Different time of year. It's a different kind of competition.
I get that too, but oh man, it's just
we got to do it again. We know that we can beat.
We beat PSG. Whatever we beat him 2-0. Came back and lost 3-1 on aggregate to them, right? Whatever it was, scoreline.
4-0 aggregate. Yeah.
No, we scored a goal, right?
Not
against them. We scored a goal. We lost
Marino,
2-1. Right?
Was Marino? Marino
scored a goal. We scored a goal against PSG.
Okay.
We lost 1-0 at home, and we went there and lost 2-1. I thought.
Right.
Yeah.
I suppressed that.
Yeah. No, you know what? Regular season or league play, and then postseason, right? That's the difference, right? That's the difference we're seeing. And Arteta doesn't know how to play. He doesn't know the difference between the two. We play the same way. We play like we have another game to make up when we never do.
This is probably one of the biggest things that Mikel Arteta has yet to understand is you need your best players at this time of the year. You need your best players performing at their best in this time of year. However you apportion the minutes, to your squad, you better make sure that you have players that are playing well in April and May, because that's when the trophies get handed out. You know, Sean here says basically we should protect Rice because he's going to be destroyed next season after he plays for England in the World Cup. We can't have another Saka situation. Um, Selfishly, we have to do what's best for Arsenal first. And yes, there's going to be players going to a World Cup, and they're going to have to come back and miss the first month of our season, I believe.
Yep. Yep. When
And
people say why, like, should you go out there and get like an Anderson or whatever, and the answer probably is yes. You should
yeah,
go out and probably get those players because everybody's like, no, but you're not going to have minutes for them. The problem is we need to have players that good coming off our bench, right?
yeah,
Even if for a year, but we need that, right? Players will come, right? We've seen it. Players
that's
will
good.
go even though they will have to fight for minutes, but they will do it. So
We have to win the competition that's in front of us, the Premier League, and hope to win the Champions League. And Declan Rice can play in the World Cup, but then he's going to have to recuperate in August and September. We shouldn't see Rice till October, by rights, unfortunately. Um, Sean goes on to say, how do we feel as fans watching the likes of Elise, Kavara, Lookman, and Semenyo destroying teams, and we had the chance to sign all of them? Yeah, we need to go and get the best players. And yeah, I mean, if Martinelli can stay at the club, but sit on the bench and watch somebody else score a lot of goals. Trossard, the same, you know. Madueke, we need to upgrade.
But
And if we
you
get
want to be in
Julian
a situation that
Alvarez, what?
you want to have a situation where you're benching a $100 million player or pound player
Yeah,
like Rice. You want that 60 to 80 million player coming on and starting instead.
you remember, Tony? You remember? We all remember a few years ago, Manchester City playing FA Cup finals, and then the the camera goes to the bench, and you got people like Kevin De Bruyne sitting on the bench. You know,
Thomas Mueller had to sit on the bench,
Mahrez.
and watch some of the. So you know what? You can have quality on the bench. It's not their time.
Yeah. We're gonna get out of here soon. As a mentor once told me, hope is not a strategy. No more hoping. We had hope for 3 seasons. It's time to start delivering. Yeah. So unfortunately, a lot of us are in a position where we're hoping we get a result on Sunday, even though you believe in the individual qualities of the players. You hope that they can bring it together as a team on Sunday. All right, Gary, won't prolong this too much. We'll get out of here. Any final words, Gary?
Just win, baby.
All the talking. The part where they say all the talking's been done.
No, yeah, it is. It is just go. I mean, like I said, I'm hoping for change, something different on the weekend. I mean, a win would be, I guess, change, but also however we set up the team as well. So, yeah, come on, you Gunners.
Yeah. Belief that the players have to have the belief. Us fans will have hope and belief. Alonso, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, our sister tells the guys to go for it, and I hope, if we do change, I hope no guard is in midfield. I'm just joking. No, but I mean, it would. Listen, I think any change would be good. I hope Arteta learns from his past mistakes
Uh-huh.
and just goes for it, because we can't sit back and defend and hope for a set piece goal. I think. Listen, at the times now to beat City at City, the time is now, and oh man, I'm just so anxious to even. I can't wait.
Anxiety's there. Yeah, Tony's looking a bit fresh there. You got the haircut going on, got the beard trimmed up. If we went on Sunday, I say Tony has to do a stream as a tooth fairy.
Oh, there you go.
I know Tony's got something planned for the finale here. You can see how he was looking back over his shoulder there.
You're not have to do something.
Here come the hands.
You have to do something for me, right?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I can't promise anything. I shouldn't promise anything.
You'd have to look up Danhausen since you mentioned teeth.
Oh.
Dan what?
Danhausen.
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 Danhausen. What's this all about?
Because if Arsenal don't win, Tony's gonna curse Arteta.
Is it a curse? Is it?
Yeah. He keeps these teeth like for his wins. He'll put a tooth in his jar.
All right, I gotta go. Good night. I'm gonna go before I hear the rest of this. Tony, I'll see you later.
Yeah, bad vibes.
I will see you later. Everybody in the chat, I'll see you later. Ray, thank you for having me. I'm gonna go. I need to get some sleep, Tony. Sorry.
All right, good night.
Ray, they had a video today of Dan.
I'm gonna give him 2 more minutes here, Gary.
He cursed one. He cursed one of the wrestlers during the match.
Oh no!
And the pyro went off. So Danhausen was able to sneak up there and get the win as the pyro went off. And today,
all staged, Tony. Come on.
He has a stat. He has a stack of money and the hundreds on the top, but he gives them $10. He gave the pyro team $10 today for
each.
Helping
$10 each or $10 collectively.
$10 collectively.
Wow!
When it looked like he had a stack of hundreds.
Can't even get a bar. You can't even get a bar of chocolate with that. Or buy one beer and have to share it.
You can get 2 bags of our Cheetos that we like.
All right. Probably very wisely, Gary stepped out of the podcast. So thanks for being here, Gary, tonight. Alonzo, thanks for dropping by. Also, we got a little bit more time tonight with you, Alonzo.
Yeah.
All right. And Tony, of course. Stan also earlier. All right. Tiger and Gunnar asks, say good night, Tony.
Good night, Tony.
We're out of here. We'll see you. We'll probably see you Sunday.